Good morning,
Good morning,
Macon,
everybody.
Georgia, Middle Georgia, and everyone else around the world through the World Wide Web. This is the Morning Roast for Monday, October 21st, 2013. It's going on 8:02 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. You're here live from the Nut House with Irv, Ed, and DB. It is 52 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia. 50 degrees outside. Really, really windy and chilly with a high of 77 and a low of 58.
Shalom back to you,
Yes.
DS.
Chili today, hot tamale.
Yes. Exactly.
What a weekend.
What a serious
Now,
weekend.
by the way, I like that very abbreviated version of our openings this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Get right to the point.
No doubt
Is that
about
going to be the new intro from now
I
on?
got many. I changed them.
What?
No, I changed them.
Yeah, he changes them.
That was pretty quick. You got to let people know what we do besides just being Three Stooges.
Yeah. Yeah.
We give weather, we get sports, we get updates, we give breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, ATT. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good DS Photo Guy. We check Shalom.
And Good Time
Good
Radio.
morning, Good Time Radio's on. And Vaughn.
Mm-hmm. Good
Somebody
Time
from
Vaughn.
Vaughn.
That's the bot.
Huh?
The bot.
The bot.
Ah, that's the boss.
Yes.
The robot. Could be Mike Vaughn. Invite friends, invite. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Let's do that. I'll do that. You can do it right from your screen there. You look down.
That's what he just did. He
Yeah.
did invite friends.
Okay,
That's what that
good, good. Invite them all.
Yes. You
By the
said,
way,
you had some things going on this weekend. Said you went to the
Yeah,
Greek
we
festival.
went to the festival, and DS Photo Guy and his beautiful significant other Lacey
Mm-hmm.
and I.
is. It doesn't work.
And by the way, I got to taste his pumpkin beer,
Oh, pumpkin beer.
and quite extraordinary.
I was thinking about that because
I swear it was so good. It's
was
like the
watching that.
best tasting beer. You taste the pumpkin, but it's not overbearing. It's sweet, but yet it's not overly sweet. It's just the right beer, and the color is beautiful. Looks like urine. No, literally.
that most
No.
beer does.
So did you have a
The beer is good. I, as far as I was concerned,
Did you have a gyro or a euro?
yeah, that's we had a gyro. I will never eat a Greek fest again. Why? Was it you didn't enjoy it? I did. Shit, I was dancing.
Did they have
Probably shitting his brains out for 3 days after.
Did they have pumpkin beer there, or was that the
Except the
October-
gyros are terrible. I liked it. It was pretty good.
It's euro. Pronounced euro.
Yeah.
Gyros.
We say gyro. That's what we call them in New York, gyros.
Go to Papuli's if you want a good euro.
Well, we had a blast.
Or like my social studies teacher said, have some tortilla chips. You know.
By the way, if any of you are wondering what the hell are we talking about, this is what we're talking. We have a Greek festival that comes here every year. This is the 6th anniversary of the Central Georgia Greek Festival.
And we're overabundant with Greek people here.
And along with this very nice, thick, nice covered program
What's
that
the
they
sound
give you,
program?
filled with every Greek restaurant, whatever, chiropractor, lawyer.
What's the centerfold
It's
look like?
a Greek way. What?
I said, what's the centerfold look like? Does it have a scratch and sniff?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, the centerfold is the
Like a
food. See that? You can get horny over the food. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah,
They had a
that's
lot
only
to
bring
pick from.
tourists only once. As soon as they try the food,
It was great.
Boogity.
Anyway,
Tara London is here. How you doing,
Good morning,
Ants?
Tower. But
Yeah.
by the way, this Greek
Uh-huh.
festival is brought on by the Holy Cross Greek Orthodox Church of Macon or of Central Georgia.
Yeah.
Whatever works. I know your wife were there, and sorry we missed you. I think we left DS. Hey, DS, what time did we leave your house? We left the house. Lacey had to go back. She had to do a little bit of work before we headed down to the festival. So that's when I had a little bit of. Today's Daily Bread is going to be brought by the Greek festival. By the way, did it end already? It ended when? Yesterday?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Greek festival.
Yeah. Didn't it? Well, I was when Diaz was talking about that beer garden.
Yeah, around 8:15ish.
Well, did they premiere your pumpkin beer at the Oktoberfest as well? Because that was another thing that was going on this weekend as well. Not just a Greek festival, but also the Macon Oktoberfest. That was
Macon beer was premiering.
Yeah, well, they did, and as it is, story's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oktoberfest, first Macon Oktoberfest kicked off on Cherry Street Plaza in Macon. The festival will raise money for the charities such as Cerebral Palsy of Georgia and the Macon Volunteer Clinic. Organizers say the festival features more than 30 craft beers from Georgia-based breweries. They also offer 150 feet of bar space and 15,000 feet of space for the vendors. All right, they did. They say 100% of the profits earned will go to local charities. Do you believe that?
I'm quite sure.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have the causes of them listed on here. United Cerebral Palsy, the Macon Volunteer
So
Clinic.
where did they get the food? They give the food away for free, or you got to pay to go in, or how's this work?
I think that's how it did work.
I mean, 100%. That means they make no money on all that food they give away. I doubt that.
They had to charge on something. I'm quite sure.
Yeah, well. We gotta find that out.
Because
There's
the causes were the Central Georgia Breast
I found
Cancer.
this picture of Anthony on the subway.
Oh, okay. It was from the L.H. Harris Ecology Center.
That looks like my nephew on
among
the
the causes. Among the causes.
Here's Brian getting booted in the ass by a bull.
Look who's there. We should have brought a little at a time. Don't blow all these pictures away. We won't have a show at the end of the day. Save some of these. That's a great picture. We'll come back to that. That was the bull run. And by the way, he wound up in the hospital. Did you hear about that, Tower? Is that true? Did he hurt himself, or did the bull beat the shit out of him, or what happened? Dumbass.
Well, anyway, the causes that they were donating for, it was for the Central Georgia Breast Care Center, the L.H. Harris Ecology Center. I guess not no relation to Ant. Also, the Macon Volunteer Clinic and the United Cerebral Palsy.
Maybe you can get a job at the breast care clinic.
Okay.
By the way, the Craft Trend beer that these guys were selling, plus the fact that even DS is crafting beer, goes to show you that there is a trend going on, and that's now documented.
Wow.
Craft beer trend is brewing in Middle Georgia. The city known for soul food, southern music, has a new tradition to toast to craft beer is here in Macon. Craft beer is amazing because people put a lot of care into what they do, said Macon's Oktoberfest co-organizer Lisa Harris. There are now plenty of flavors on tap from the Macon Beer Company, which opened up recently. We had a couple of interviews with them right here on our show. Building fermentation, steeping grains, adding hops. There's a lot of chemistry to it.
Craft beer. They think
Craft beer.
Craft beer. in the shitty.
It's my accent, all right?
Yeah, that's his Italian accent.
I can't even keep a full-time job, he said, and then he'd start brewing on his side, so we'll see. There are some people that are using it to sell it.
Yeah.
The only problem is, don't you need a liquor license to sell it?
Yeah, I think that's one of the bad parts of one of the drawbacks that people don't want to meet. Plus, there has to be very good beer to actually, if you think if it's
Well, I mean,
sellable.
DS does it. I'm sure each batch that he does takes him a while. One day we'll have him on the show and he can explain it all to us.
Yeah, that'd be great. You ought to bring a sample since I'm not driving anyway.
Bring a dog with you. We can do 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I also want to thank the Making Beer, who was a guest with us a year ago, as a matter of fact, because this was right after Beer Fest, that I do remember.
Who's that?
Making Beer Company.
Yeah. We had the Making Beer Company on. Didn't we have him on? We had him on what? More than once?
Once.
At least once.
Yeah, we had him once, but we had a nice long interview with him.
Yeah, really long interview. You can check it out on Derek Barrett Films channel, because I have the segments of those of the interview.
Yeah.
Really good segments.
Yeah, and they teach you. Somewhat. Anyway, so that was going. So we had greets, we had beer, and
Freaks and beer. Oh,
we
my.
did have tragedy, of course, as you know.
Yes.
This is an update on the story of the All About Animals
Yes,
Animal
I already got
Rescue
that.
Center. PETA, which we've been bad-mouthing on this show, calling them murderers. Well, they're putting up $5,000 reward.
Yes, since All About Animals, they had $1,000. I guess they upped the ante.
Well, this is PETA. PETA's putting in $5,000. I guess there's a $6,000 reward all total. I think.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Possible. I guess maybe they put in 4,000. Well, and I know All About Animals had 1,000, and then maybe they put in 4,000, and it's all together 5. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals is offering a award in the investigation into the Wednesday night break-in.
Wait, is that what it stands for?
Yeah.
I thought it was people eating tasty animals.
No, it's
Oh.
misinformed.
No, that's a Donnie Curry line.
Yes, into the Wednesday night break-in at a Macon animal shelter that resulted in 3 dogs being killed and 15 others injured. PETA has put up a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of persons responsible for the crime at the All About Animals shelter. On Thursday, Macon police said that they were investigating it as a criminal trespass. It is believed that someone climbed a fence and went under barbed wire before letting the dogs out of their cages. 3 dogs ended up dead, and more than a dozen others were injured. 4 dogs were missing but were recovered in the neighborhood around the shelter near Central City Park in downtown Macon.
Wow.
PETA reported that one of the dogs had been cut with a sharp instrument across the front of her body and down her legs. PETA Director Martin Mercero says that people who intentionally harm animals are cowards who take their issues out on the most
That's
offensive
putting it
means
lightly,
available
please.
to them. Studies show that these people often move on to human victims. Since PETA is urging anyone with information about this case to come forward now before these violent culprits strike again. And anyone with information about the break-in is urged to call the Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 877-68-CRIME. That's 877-68-CRIME.
Wow, thank you. By the way, the new reward amount is $8,000 according to DS.
Oh, $8,000. Okay.
And hopefully maybe somebody will kick in another 2 and make it an even 10.
Yeah.
But, and I agree with what that person said, that murdering animals could be a sign that you can murder a human being.
Yeah, it happened with Jeffrey Dahmer. That's what happened to him. He started killing small animals, birds, squirrels.
Yeah, and
went
it
on
worked
to
its
people.
way up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wrote him a message wishing him well, and as the tourist left him with this advice: don't mess with the bull. He's a Taurus too, ain't he? Yeah. Well, yeah, don't mess with the bull.
Don't mess with the horns.
Anyway, so, yeah, speaking of Brian, thanks for jumping around. Brian, a.k.a. our Civil War guy, is at the medical center, DS, so he's there where you are. Go in and say hello. Anyway, what I'm saying is, let's go to this bull run.
Okay,
Don't
Bahama.
you think that's a form of like animal abuse? Like letting these animals run rampant, scared, and some of them get hurt with each other. Don't you think that's like a form of animal abuse?
Well,
I mean,
to a
it
certain,
is. Yes.
Yeah, to a certain extent though, but I don't really. I mean, it's almost in a way, it's almost masochistic in a way because there are humans that are getting gored and being trampled
Yeah,
over.
but
and
they talk about the
bulls.
humans because they're stupid and they
Yeah.
have there's so much value to them. And of course, the bull doesn't mean shit to people. But you think about it. I mean, I think there are more bulls hurt than people. I'm sure of it. I mean, they're not walking around complaining of a bad back or winding up in a medical center.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think? I'm sure that there are plenty of bulls that are hurt in a bull run. And they don't just talk about it. That's kind of like the, what do you call it? That's kind of the well, what's the word I'm looking for? Jesus. One of those mornings.
What, torture or something?
No, when you kill people and then they say, well, they're just casualties or whatever they call
Euthanasia? No, not euthanasia. It's something else.
them. Anyway, yeah, shortly after they run, they slaughter. I don't get it.
I guess because the adrenaline.
Yeah, this is why
I guess it's because the adrenaline that's in their blood while they were running and charging. I guess it just supposedly. I can't confirm it though. It supposedly make the meat from the bulls taste better. Supposedly.
I think it's I think it's sickening. It's masochistic. It's sadistic or whatever they call it. I just don't understand it. Why are you gonna kill an animal for sport? Like we're barbarians. And then this time, what do you have? You have 10,000 runners, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
A bunch of low self-esteem men. Maybe Brian is not one, but sure.
Well, you mean
I mean,
like
they
run
have
with
to
the bulls because
prove
they
something.
Hey, I'm posting
I
a
gotta
link.
prove something.
I'm posting a link. It talks about. There's no video. It talks about the PETA and the animals they've slaughtered.
And by the way, Diaz, I would suggest that too. Having a naked fat chick run. That would be terrifying, good exercise for the ladies. Put Michelle in there.
But Muhammad
Have
Hussein was talking about, get real, Irv and Derek. Farmers kill chickens and goats every day, and they don't turn into murders. Yeah, because they're making money off it. I mean, not necessarily. The only reason why they're not considered murders is because because people got to eat at restaurants. I mean, no one's not performing Ronald McDonald charges of killing bulls and cattle, for McDonald's, and even though now I don't even know why. I don't think they have, according to Ed and some other folks, it may not even be real beef in these hamburgers now. Or press charges on Colonel Sanders for killing a whole lot of chickens for KFC. But that's a whole other story.
So Brian got hit right away, or how long into the race? He says, especially when they show it in slow-mo and you see Brian get bumped into the other bull and then it hits the ground. By the way, where did you see that? I'd like to put that up. Hey, Ed, we got a film of Brian being knocked down.
That's got to be something.
Yeah, Ed.
So he was bumped. He wasn't gored or anything, right? That's what you were saying, Tyler? Ant? He wasn't gored or anything. I mean, I knew.
You calling me?
It's on Facebook, yeah.
What?
The video of Brian getting knocked down. See if you can find it. Look on my face. Is it on my Facebook page, Anthony, or on yours? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Okay, we got it. I think it's crazy to do this kind of, and I'm Spanish, or at least I have Spanish blood in me.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid. It's barbaric.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it is barbaric.
Let's have a bunch of rabid dogs running after us.
It's an 8-minute video, bro.
Well, just play until you see Bryant knocked down and then cut it off.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess until when Ed gets it done, Ed gets it ready to go. Oh, you got it? Okay. Roll that beautiful bull footage.
Here we go. 8-minute video. He said there's a 5-minute one. All right. Well, we'll see what he's got.
Whatever is available.
Here we go. Here we
That's the guy that got trampled. Shoe. Those right. Listen. I kept leaning over because I didn't know. All right. My keys are down there. Can I go? Just real quick. I'll get there.
Ain't shit on this video. Fuck. Wait, let me get the other one. The news one.
Yeah, maybe someone will have something different for it.
Not Brian.
This is from the news.
Are you ready? Here we go. Here we
A friend that said, hey, come do this because she could get free tickets.
I don't know how I got roped into this. My crazy Colombian friend.
Of course, and they're not here. They're not on the course.
No.
Thought it was a good idea, and honestly, my brother-in-law talked me into it.
The super outfit, that was a good idea too. Who talked you into the super outfit?
That would be my brother-in-law.
What are you thinking right now?
I wish my brother-in-law was standing right next to me.
Where is he?
Out in the stands.
Hey, he
It's
said
an
play
alien
the
protection
slow-mo.
unit, and the bulls are deterred.
Does he usually make the great decisions in the family?
That is where you see Brian get hit.
I wouldn't say
If
so.
a bull is next to you and she falls,
The slow-mo
and the
was
bull can hit
before
you and you
Anthony.
can
Did we
save her, what
pass
are you gonna
it?
do? Every man for himself. Every man for himself. No, I would cover her with my body because I love her.
Yes, and then I would get the life insurance policy.
Yes, she'll be a rich woman. You're lucky.
Well, according to the video Brian was on there,
No,
it was real brief.
It's hard to see it.
Fuck it. And
It's
he
hard
cut
to
it.
see it. We
He
get
cut
the
it-
gist.
He cut it fucking self.
Anyway.
Well,
Alright.
anyways,
Well, check the video out on Facebook. You guys could sit there and watch Brian get gored or whatever they call it. I think it's stupid. I think it's animal abuse, and you got to be nuts to want to be in that. I mean, you run the risk. Those animals are not like dogs and cats. I mean, those things are huge.
they're huge. I mean, they're
If they trample
They're
you, they
cattle.
can crush your head.
yeah. I mean, that you talk about 2,000 pounds of walking beef, you know, and they don't carry their own steak sauce or nothing like that.
Yeah.
And I personally, I don't recommend it either. But
Anyway, did you see it was all full of, I mean, there was one black camera guy, but I saw mostly white guys there. All these macho frat boy type guys there.
yeah,
I didn't know Atlanta had so many white people in it.
neither did I. But
That's all you
I just
saw.
saw it,
You-
yeah.
You saw one black guy with a camera, so you know he ain't running.
of course,
Probably
hey,
tired of running.
I'll watch the Bulls on TV on the NBA, but I ain't gonna be running with them. No.
I don't know, but I think it's silly, and you could wind up in the hospital, right, Brian?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
pick and choose wisely.
Yes, I'll watch the Bulls on NBA. I'll talk some Bull, but I ain't gonna be running with them. Yeah, that's a totally different story. But
You have the annual running with
Yes.
the reindeer every winter.
mm-hmm.
All right, please.
Okay.
Get back.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
but anyway.
I don't
On to
believe.
another subject.
Yeah,
I don't believe
as
it.
we said this weekend.
Hey Ed, why don't you bring up a
As I
subject?
said this weekend, there was the Greek festival, but also there was the Macon inaugural Macon Oktoberfest, and people who made their debut were the Macon Beer Company. Owners Jeremy Knowles and Corey Smith toasted to their first beer sold at the tap at the Rookery restaurant of downtown Macon. And Smith's father is the first person to buy the duo's pale ale called Making Progress. After months of bad batches, the owners are about to distribute to the masses, starting with the inaugural Macon Oktoberfest, which was this past weekend.
Yeah.
Preparations were underway Friday, transforming Cherry Street Plaza into a Bavarian beer garden. However, it won't be like the ones in Germany. I mean, because, well, you know, it's Macon. There's not going to be any later hosen and accordion music, according to the the director Shannon Harris, the Making Oktoberfest President Shannon Harris said. Instead, it said the festival is paying tribute to Georgia. It says all 11 breweries that are in the area showcased or will be from the state, as are the bands, and even a wood used to build the beer gardens are from an old dairy barn in Bibb County. It says there were 35 craft beers that made in the state on tap, and for those who don't like beer, there was a wine garden as well as a sports garden. And as was told earlier, it was a very good turnout. Very good turnout, along with the Greek festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, an update on once again on the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
As CS was saying yesterday, he said it was too Jesus-y for him, but there was some people there, about 100 people, gathered in prayer. And remember the 3 dogs killed in the Macon Animal Shelter. Even Robert Rickett was there. We're taking this very seriously, Macon Mayor Robert Rickett. Mm-hmm. And of course, there is currently an $8,000 reward, as we said, for a tip leading to the conviction and arrest of persons responsible. So volunteers, community members, elected officials gathered at the shelter and took time to honor the animals and take a stand against animal abuse. Well, you could start at that shelter, making animal welfare.
Mm-hmm.
We could start there. Because this happened. You know why this happened?
Why?
Because there was no security, zero security provided to this animal welfare center.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that I have is, could they have done that at the Macon Animal Welfare Center? I don't think so. They have cameras there. They have gates. They have stuff that will provide them security. But since the All About Animals is technically funded by private donation.
Yes.
They said, well, they're not part of us. They're not part of our clique.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to get shit.
So, I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was kind of thinking about it. 7 years ago, 7 years ago, my aunt's house where I live now was broken into during the Labor Day weekend, and one of my friends were telling me that they were probably was casing the place before they actually thought that, hey, there'd be a good time to I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they know somebody, since they know that All About Animals didn't have a camera. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was casing the place. I'm not saying that PETA was, but maybe some other activist-y type of a person, animal rights person who wants to, do some crazy stuff, was just probably casing the place and then like, I wonder what we can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, what photo? I didn't see the photo. What photo are you talking about? By the way, that is good news.
I put it up with the bull. I put that photo up way back when.
All right. Brian the Bull. No, I haven't seen it. But I haven't been on Facebook all weekend.
I
just stayed away from it.
Here.
Yeah.
I put this picture up earlier. That's the picture.
Okay.
Let me see.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
Wow. Well, that bull was like just getting
There
ready.
he is.
That bull was getting ready to run him over, man, like a freaking pickup truck.
It's coming right at him. Well, that is a great shot for his living room.
When I was colon fields.
Painful.
Look at how.
Painful. Jeez.
Look at how. Look at that bull. He looks mean like a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You can see the ripples. Look at the ripples. It's like those big pit bulls.
Oh yeah, muscles from running. It says ATT says that bull has a big ass. Yeah, he does. I mean, this is thinking like big, this wide. Well, you can't see it on.
That bull's aiming right at him.
Oh yeah. He's got him. He's got him.
It bumped into the one on the right coming up.
Good time radio. Hi,
On the right. So I hit him right there. Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's like, gee, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's still hanging. I don't know about his behind though. His behind is hurting.
Yeah, you know, Brian has been on our show a few times. He talked about the Civil War. Mm-hmm. He's been on our show like 3-4 times, maybe more.
Yeah, at least 3-4 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was at least twice over at what's the place?
At
Over
Roasted?
at Roasted, and then maybe a couple of times here.
A few times here.
Yeah, so like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had told us he was going to do this, I believe, on our show. The last
At least 5 times. But then what was up with that dude, that Beavis and Butthead type dude? Bulls. Yeah, bulls.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff.
Is $499 getting a bull's horn up your ass?
No, you're right.
How your dick hanging?
$500.
I don't, you know. All right, let's move on. You know
Yeah,
what?
that's way too much money.
There's
getting
too
your-
much bullshit going on.
45 minutes.
Yes. Way too much money. That is cost way too much money to get your butt run over
We
by
got
some
incredible
animals.
news to cover.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of which, we do have some local news. Fickling gains 1 vote in the recount.
Wow.
that was scheduled.
That's not the recount. Those
Oh.
were like provisional votes or something. They haven't
Provisional
done
ballot
the
count.
recount.
Okay,
Right.
they haven't yet.
We still haven't done the recount. But
The
He
vote
gained
margin,
one
now,
vote.
yeah, he gained 1 vote. So the
Yeah.
vote margin now stands at 26, which is less than 1% of the vote that Larry Schlesinger has over Henry Fickling. Excuse me, 26 votes.
the
over.
fickle finger of faith.
Yes, Mr.
Every
Fickling
time I
said
hear
that,
that name.
one way or the other, it was not going to take us out of the 1% range that we have to be in order to ask for a recall. And of course, we're still in that recall, he said. The final certified tally is Schlesinger is with 1,711 votes against Fickling's 1,685 votes. So it's now 26 votes.
Wow.
The recount is expected to take some time next week. Well, I guess probably beginning sometime this week. I guess right now, but he's Mr. Fickling says he doesn't know what to expect with the recount, but anything can happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Muhammad Hussein. That's exactly right. The flying fickle finger of faith. And speaking of which, by the way, I agree, Anthony. He doesn't get a pat on his back for me for doing this. And then being right smack in the middle. I mean, what are you trying to prove? This is the point.
Well,
what are you trying to prove with that?
Some people, some people, I guess, climb mountains to get adrenaline rush to do something wild and crazy. Some people skydive.
Some people jump in the train tracks like they do in New York and wait till the train is there and then jump back on the platform.
Yeah.
I mean, people do a lot of stupid shit to try to. This is like, remember that show, that movie actually is coming out again, Jackass.
Yeah.
This
Bad
is
grandpa.
like all these jackass moves that people think, you're gonna be impressed by it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not impressive.
Wow.
You know what's impressive? Why don't you use that risk and help somebody else out?
Is that a
There you go.
proctologist award or something?
That's it. The flying fickle finger of faith.
Oh.
There it is.
Okay. I was
See
wondering
those
what
two
that
big
meant.
bull horns?
Oh, I thought they were bird
Those
wings.
are wings, but they look like, they look like antlers.
Yeah.
There you go. God.
Oh, jeez,
Anyway,
man.
so
You need to get off on that stuff, Ed, man. That was just some outrageous.
too outrageous.
Crazy.
I don't agree with the cruelty, but give him a pat for doing it doing it the right way. Wind up in a hospital for it.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, if you.
I mean, now he's got the hospital bill he's got to contend with.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to have pain on his back. Where did he get hurt, by the way? Besides being trampled on. Crazy.
It's crazy
All
stuff.
right, I'm sure we can come up with a few dumb things that you did in life. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, there's some things.
I don't know to that
But
extreme.
not running with bulls.
No, not running with bulls. And like I said, we have a sport in New York. I don't conduct in it, but where young guys jump in the tracks and wait until the train is coming and then jump right back out again. It happens a lot. More than you know. And this is the kind of shit that people get caught up in.
All right, here you go. It says that the bull hit him, and then he landed against another bull's head.
Wow.
As he continued to fall, 4 more bulls kicked him until I ended up on the opposite end of the herd. It took 3 seconds total. Wow, that's fast.
Fucked up.
Notice how I stayed down and covered my head. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is right.
Well,
Definitely.
at least he
wow.
won't have a problem getting his medications. He's a pharmacist.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. That's
He
true.
he can dispense them to himself.
Yeah.
All right, well, get better, Brian. It's terrible to hear.
Well, we talked
wow.
about Greek food and we talked about beer. Now we have something going on in olive oil country.
Yeah.
Olive oil growing in Georgia.
Yeah, olive oil. Good.
On Highway 341 near Hawkinsville in Pulaski County, among the peanut and pecan farms, there's a field of olive trees. Mancy Jennings of Jennings Orchard says his grandfather once used the land for cows. Now he's using the land to farm olives that can eventually be used to make olive oil.
Wow.
Currently, 98% of the United States olive oil is imported from other countries, and much of the U.S. production is in California, where Jennings got his trees from. Now Georgia is beginning to grow its olive industry.
That's great.
Yes. This year he harvested around, Mr. Jennings' orchard has harvested around 13,000 pounds of olives and says that the number could triple in a few years when the plant is fully matured. Jennings says his olive farm won't be profitable until a few years when the larger crop brings in money. But he says for now he's focusing on getting the word out to the public about Georgia growing olives.
Just exciting. I mean, I think Georgia is like it used to be, or still is in some way, a farm state. We have peanuts. What else do we grow here?
Peaches.
Peaches, of course.
Peaches and pecans, yeah.
Yeah, pecans.
Yeah.
Rednecks
Yeah, I don't think they grow from trees.
and honey boo boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also says the growing industry wouldn't just benefit the Georgia economy, but it will prove people better quality olive oil. And Jennings says that European countries like Spain, Italy, and Greece often send over their lowest quality of oil to the U.S. after saving the higher quality olives for themselves. So
Yeah.
Diaz, if you want to boycott some stuff from Spain, boycott the olive oil and get Georgia grown olive oil. See, that'll be a
And
start.
we'll see if it tastes better.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't mind being a critic.
But I just want to figure out how much can you taste it? How can you know the difference between good and bad? Because I went to Carrabba's like a couple of years back and had dinner with Liz Fabian and her her family and had a nice spaghetti dinner. And they had instead of butter, they had olive oil, tiny little saucers, to dunk your bread in, and
Well,
taste
they
it.
spice it up.
Yeah, they're spicy.
Yeah, they spice it up. How you know olive oil is the color. This golden virgin olive that
Extra
don't
virgin.
cut it.
Okay.
It's gotta be that greenish, yellowish look, and you can smell it. There are some olive oils that you don't even smell. It smells like canola oil, like no smell.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to smell the olives on olive oil,
Okay. So
you can tell. I
so
mean,
if-
Goya's the best.
Yeah, so if it's the best grade olive oil, is if you don't have to spice it up at all, Is that?
Yeah, you're not supposed to. I mean, look, they do that on dips for plantains. Like we take garlic, we take a little minced onion,
Yeah.
and we take a little pepper and put it in olive oil and make a little stew out of it, and it's phenomenal. But you could have it by yourself. I used to actually pour olive oil and cook my eggs in olive oil my whole life. Up until recently, now it's pretty expensive. But, I mean, the good olive oil, and by the way, olive oil is good for your stomach. If you want to avoid a hangover, you take a couple of teaspoons of olive oil, coat your stomach. That's why, or you could even use it on like a little piece of bread, like a crouton, whatever.
Crouton, yeah.
Whatever. And dunk that shit in the olive oil and eat that, and you'll never have a hangover. That's a secret. Secret recipe.
Want to avoid a hangover? So don't drink, stupid.
No. Hey, speaking of olive oil.
Speaking of olive.
Well,
I do have some one other story about from AT&T. Says an upgrade will boost cell service at the stadium. I mean, I'm not into sports.
What stadium?
Sanford Stadium in Athens, the football stadium of the Georgia Bulldogs. Says AT&T says a major upgrade in the works will boost the power of mobile devices on its network in Sanford Stadium in Athens.
Wow, isn't that great? Now people can text and do all that bullshit in the stadium.
Yeah. Basically, the AT&T spokesman, Paul Chambers, says the telecommunications company will be making a multi-million-dollar investment in its micro antenna during the spring of next year. Says that the result could be 10 to 12 times greater data capacity for its wireless network in the stadium. According to the Athens Banner Herald, the local newspaper reports that the upgrade is expected to be completed in time for the 2014 football season next year.
Good for you. You can text and do all your other bullshit and zone out even more.
Yes, exactly.
You can zone out on the game, zone out. Sooner or later, you're going to wind up in a bubble by yourself. I don't know how people get along today. They have no practice. Nobody talks anymore. Nobody communicates.
Yeah, because there's no human touch or communication outside of the voice, I mean, you don't even have the human voice. I mean, you guys got automated voices now.
It's funny. I was watching the People's Court, and Judge, what is her name?
Judge Milian.
Yes, she's from Cuba, by the way.
Yes.
She's a hottie judge.
Yes, she is.
She gets on with two young ladies, and they're suing each other, right? But meanwhile, they're texting to each other back and forth, right? They're sending each other all sorts of hate texts to each other regarding this issue.
Right.
And yet they come into court and neither one of them had any proof of anything other than texts.
Wow.
They had no proof. They had no estimates. They had no receipts. They had nothing. And Judge Milian looks at them and goes, I can't understand it. You guys can text each other dirty pictures and a bunch of tags and this, but you can't text each other information. You can't find information on the internet regarding your case. You can't do anything. You come into court without anything. It goes to show you how crazy these kids are becoming.
Very crazy. Very.
And I noticed that Facebook seems to be brought up every time in the People's Court.
Yeah.
It's like Facebook is the new lawyer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, we have the other brother from the Harrises, the Harris brother. The
Coffee Guy is on. Hey, welcome, Coffee Guy.
All right.
Yeah, most people walk around in a haze, yeah. No, I'm serious. And then you say something to them, they're annoyed. It's like, when you're on a computer and you're working, it's really hard to be interrupted. Something goes off. Don't you see I'm working on a computer? Could you imagine having that shit OD on there where you're typing on the street, you're typing on the road, you're typing in the car, you're typing in the bathroom, you're typing having sex. Yep. When I turn to sports, you know the topic is boring.
Yes,
That's what's happening with me, Michelle. I'm sick as hell. The weather's changed.
Yeah, Tyler, yeah. Says the guy who wears the Pez dispenser jacket. But it...
Go ahead and line up Brian for the morning roast appearance. Be the first to get the scoop. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
well, we'll do that. Matter of fact, give him a call. Let him know. I don't have his number. So I'll leave him a note on Facebook as well. Yeah, so and come in that day when he does, Anthony. That'll be good. You can ask him. Don't mess with the bull. I warn you. We're very, very... Who's that?
Who was that? It's like a visitor.
Oh, that might be, I think I know who that is. Let me check. We may have a guess. I just can't remember.
Is that...
Yeah, we should, Anthony. You know? I wonder who that is.
That's the guy you're gonna have on the show?
Yeah.
He's got a little girl with him though. You gotta let him know that baby can't be on camera.
Okay. I believe he's a rapper. Right?
I don't know. He's looking for you.
No, it's not the pain. Let's get that chair out for him.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's 8:53 a.m. in Macon, Georgia. It's 50 degrees outside, a little bit cloudy, with a high of 77 and a low of 58 degrees. And the weather's going to be pretty much high 70s and high 60s and low 70s. It's going to be 60s and 70s pretty much the rest of the week.
Yeah.
The weather getting much, much cooler this week as the week progresses.
Alrighty then. Those of you, hey buddy.
Okay.
Hey.
Alright, D.
Okay, he's got his baby with him. Of course, you know we can't have babies on the site, so.
Not on camera.
Not on camera.
Okay. When you were smoking, he can't have a baby with a smoke in here either. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll stop that, put the fan on, give it a couple minutes. We're going to go to break, and then when we come back, we're going to have you on. How's that?
That'll work.
Right at the 9:08 break, that way we can clear it out. And I'm not going to tell you his name yet. We'll wait until he gets on camera, and you're going to see who this is. There will be more perverted than putting it on camera. Yeah. Well. All right, Anthony. All right, so we still got 4 minutes. Let's bring up some more news, local news. By the way, today is going to be a pleasant Monday afternoon, weather-wise.
Okay.
And that's good news. It's getting pretty cold. Today will be partly cloudy, high in the mid-80s. Tonight is going to be partly
Mid-70s.
cloudy with low in the low mid-50s. Tuesday is going to be partly cloudy. They're putting this all down here. Partly cloudy, 70s, 40s, 60s. And Friday night is going to be in the low 30s. I love this kind of weather.
I might jump off.
I love this kind of weather. All right, don't be distracted. We got a break in 5 minutes, so from there we'll set it up. Let me see. Of course, we had the Greek Festival this weekend. That was great. I had a great time. I mean, Diaz didn't like the gyros, according to him, but I wolfed that thing down. And by the way, Diaz, what was the name of those pastries that they had that were both greasy and sweet? Those,
Well, are those the cannolis? But it could be, no, that's Italian, not Greek. But,
He's gonna drop a baby off at his grandma's and come back.
okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So he's gonna be back?
yeah, he'll be back.
He said he was.
Yeah, he's gonna drop the baby off at grandma's.
Okay, baklava. That's what he called it. Okay.
Yeah, they were greasy sweet.
He says like Krispy Kreme.
But those bitches were hell good. Yeah, they were. They were really good. They give you a lot of them, and they're huge. Yeah, you pick them up with the fork, because you put them on your fingers, you're going to have all that sugar and sticky fingers. But, boy, that was good. Yeah. By the way, you're right, Anthony. This isn't cold compared to New York. New York is a hell of a lot colder. But this kind of weather also kind of wakes you up, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're really awake. In the summertime, you tend to be a little bit more lethargic.
Well, yeah, because the sun is beating you down.
When you go to a beach, salt water, then your energy levels go through the roof, you know?
Well, salt water is what?
It's from the salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, baklava. Baklavas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, ATT. Baklavas.
Doski, whoa.
By the way, how did the gyro back up on you? Or baklava on you? DS. He says it wasn't baklava. All right. And he gets credit for my hard work, whatever. They were like fried donuts with honey, sugar, and cinnamon. They were
nice.
Really, really good.
Cinnamon, man, I
you gotta mix it up.
I'm definitely in love with cinnamon now, especially as I found out that they help balance your blood sugar. Oh yes, I love them now.
Yeah.
If I had the money, I would definitely invest in a Cinnabon place. That's for sure.
Have you ever tried to swallow a teaspoonful?
Yeah, you look like a gigantic Cinnabon.
I ain't that crazy. Video? Yeah, I've seen that.
I could see Derek putting up a business and then eating up all the profits.
Jeez, yeah, making me sound like I'm freaking Cookie Monster or something.
Your clothes. Shit.
Clothes?
All you need is purple shirt and clothes on.
Yeah, my eyes look up. Cookie. Actually,
put a cookie in front of Derek and he devours it. Put anything in front of Derek and he devours it. Yeah, DB Donut Boy.
Hey, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, they were Luca Matthys. Great honey puffs. Okay.
Nick, you wrong. DB's French toast and couscous and porter. Oh man, that's.
Yeah, they are really, really, really good. Man, we had such a great time. There was a guy playing guitar. By the way, he's sitting next to me. I'm sure it's just I thought he was a patron. So of course, as always, I try to start a conversation. I'm not rude. Just staring at him.
Okay.
I said, how long you been here? You enjoying yourself? Blah, 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 blah. Well, it turns out that he happens to be one of the band members. I didn't know that. Picks up a guitar and he starts playing the guitar. And then he comes over and kind of serenades us. And of course, I'm making a lot of noise. I'm screaming out, Opa, Opa, Opa. And by the way, I ran into a sergeant who recognized me right away. And he did ask for you, Anthony. He wanted to know how you were doing. Really nice.
Ew. We're now sitting out of donuts. I don't have no problem with powdered donuts.
You didn't do that, Anthony.
Look at the time.
Hey, your brother came and left. What the hell is that all about? Speaking of which, somebody's backing up. We're going to go on break. We'll be right back with the morning roast. We're going to have a special guest. You'll get to meet him when we come back. Hopefully he'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
If not, what the hell? Just keep going.
Don't touch that dial or remote or computer mouse. We'll be right back.
Baklava! Baklava!
But that's a rocket situation right there. There it is. It's 9:10 a.m. right here in Macon, Georgia. You're watching the Morning Roast live from the Nut House in Macon, Georgia with Irv, Ed, and DB. And we got a new special guest here.
That's right.
It's Derek, Dammit Boy Brown.
Yes,
Right.
D. Brown, yes.
Yeah, D.
Yeah,
Brown, and we got 2 DBs on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 DBs here.
2 Dereks.
Yes, 2
Matter of fact.
Dereks, man.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. He was in my. You remember you was in the movie?
Yeah, we was in a movie, a short film called New Jack Cookies.
Ah, look at
Yeah,
that.
this was my
Part
we
crime
were
partner.
cops.
Oh,
We were
really?
cops in the movie. Yeah.
Ain't that such?
Yes.
Ain't that a small world? and the only question that I have, Derek, is why did I have to say his name?
Okay.
You were his partner.
Yeah.
I've known that.
By
the
it's
way,
been a
Derek.
while since I've.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's been like since their set, like the set. You know, we actually had it listed for like three more after that, and the cast kind of blew up, and you know we never did.
They just
finish
dispersed.
it. Yeah. So
Never happened.
yeah, so
It's kind of like hit the cutting room floor and never came up from there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we didn't have any
Hey,
sequels,
but you know
but
what's
we do
funny,
have
though?
it on YouTube. So
Okay.
And
matter of
I
fact, I
actually-
just put in the link to it, and then we'll
There
get
we
a chance
go.
to see it.
Hey, you
There
know
we
what?
go.
And I never did get a chance to
Does
put the
this
link.
show you and him acting?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey, maybe we could bring that up.
Yeah. It's a 15-minute movie, man. It was a fun set, man. We did that whole movie in one day.
One day.
One day.
Now, there's
3
other
days
stuff
later,
that you do
we
besides
watched
movies, by the way.
Huh?
You are also another poet
Yeah. Poet, producer, songwriter.
and a friend of Daniel Muhammad, who was killed. Friend, the poet, Daniel,
man,
who was here.
that broke me. I couldn't believe that, man. That was, and he actually, you know, when I met him, I can't remember the spot we was at, but I knew we was in the downtown circuit, and when I first met him, I heard him, and I was like, hey man, we need to do some work in the studio together.
Yeah.
But we never did get a chance to do any work in the studio, but he did draw my logo.
Yeah.
We did get that in, and I had gave him some tracks, and
Yeah, that's it. He had a nice impact on our community.
yeah, matter of fact, that's the logo right there, the skull with the graduation cap. Yeah, he drew that, man. That was real.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. So that was just the beginning of what we was trying to do. So
Wow.
you know, it was something that was gonna grow up, but we never did. I hate, you know, that happened, but you know, that's my partner. Rest in peace. You know, we were there for the funeral, and it was a sad
Anyway,
moment.
so let me see. I bookmarked it to look at it after the morning roast is on the air. Okay, good. Tell us what's happening. What's up in the? What's up with business yet? What are you doing?
well-
Promote some.
Okay, well, this coming Saturday, we're having a house party. Well, it's not a house party; it's a house listening party. What we're doing, I'm promoting my music, of course. My artist, Mr. 211. I got another affiliate artist that's Dread Done Died. He's gonna be there. This Soulstress from Macon. Her name is Black Pearl.
Black Pearl, she's wonderful. I saw her
Yeah.
at the park, the Okamoki River Park.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
she's
just-
incredible.
Yeah,
oh my God.
We just started working in the studio. So, you know, we got like 3 or 4 more tracks that we're gonna start working in the studio with. Then I got another artist that's gonna be there. His name is Shy Money. And these are hip hop artists here. Dre Done Died and Shy Money. And my artist was 211. But, you know, then you got me and Black Pearl. So it's gonna be a real, you know, fun event. It's from 6 to 10. It's gonna be at let me get the address. I don't know the address. That's
You're funny as hell, Anthony. Go ahead. It's gonna be on.
It's gonna be on.
Oh, he's trying to get online here. Look online.
Yeah, the link is on my page. If y'all want to find
Here
my
it is.
page,
Let's look at your page. And let's read, when is it going to be on? It's October 26th at 6 p.m.
at 542 Carmen Place, Macon, Georgia, 31206.
That's around here.
And it's right back there. They call it the Peach Orchard.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna
The
be in
Peach Orchards. Yeah.
yeah. But it's gonna be in a real nice spot in the Peach Orchard. It's it's a
Yeah.
big old yard, man. We're gonna have the grill fired up. We're gonna have your beer. Now bring your own bottle. Bring your own bottle.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the beer. We're gonna have the food, and you know we're gonna have a tent set up with, if you want to play cards. So
That's at 6 p.m. I'll be there.
yeah.
That's right around here.
Yeah, it's right around here, yeah. So it's gonna start there, and then we're gonna eventually, this is the first one. We're gonna do plenty more, but this is actually a preview to my mixtape, which is gonna be called "I'd Be Honored." You know, and that's like a tribute to, like, I'd be honored if you were to buy my CD, listen to it, you know, something like that. You know, I'd be honored if you just gave me a chance to just play my music. I'd be honored if you come to the party. And it's also previewing my artist music and everybody that's gonna be there. So it's gonna be a real fun event. Just come out and have some fun. It's from 6 to 10, so that way it ends by 10 o'clock. So we won't take up the whole.
And there's
Saturday.
no cover charge.
Oh no.
There you
Everything's
go.
free.
Everybody
Everything's
just
free.
show up, bring
Just
your
show
own
up,
bottle,
come have fun. Yeah.
bring your own whatever you want.
Yeah.
No needle shot. Oh, by the way, we're honored to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It really is cool. I mean, I've seen him in action in the poetry
Somebody asked me a question.
part of his career.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that later
even
on
actually,
you're
if you
going
do
to give us
possible
a
lyrics,
rendition of one of your poems.
What style of lyrics do you do? What
Well,
ATT asks.
I'm a poet, so I can do either or. I can go bad lyrics or I can do positive. I prefer to do positive lyrics, but being that I'm in the industry, you sometimes have to, what's the word I want to use?
Bring up tragic.
No. You have to adapt to what they want to hear. But at the same time, I keep it true to myself. It's not like I'm selling out anything, because the way I hear a lot of artists, especially in Macon, the way they perform and they do their music, I can talk about this exact same thing and not even cuss. So, I mean, it depends on how you really want to look at how I do my lyrics.
Now, let me ask you a question. Here's a shot of this. Give it a shot. What do you feel, based on what you're hearing right now, how these young poets and all that, are they writing more suffering? Are they writing more positive? What's the vibe right now out there like?
What do I think of Flacco?
Yeah, and what do you think of Dusky Woe?
Oh, that's my dude, man. That's my dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
Flacco.
we ran into him.
Flacco? Oh, man. I love Flacco.
All right, wait a minute, Anthony.
First time I
One
went to
question at a
Flacco-
time.
First time I met Flacco, it was at a show he did at, I can't think of the name of the club, but it's right next to the TikTok room. And I mean, man, that was like the flyest show ever. I'm talking about, it was just...
What's the name of that place there, Derek?
What?
Next to
the TikTok room.
TikTok.
I want to say Envy.
Envy. That's
Okay.
what it was. Envy. And it was so hot, man. That was a cool show.
All right, so you like his music? What about Dusky Woe? What do you think?
Dosky, yeah.
What impresses you about him?
Dosky, he's
Yeah.
just original. He's just original and just like wild and out there. You know, but he's real conservative though.
Yeah.
At the same time.
He's a
You know,
really cool guy.
Yeah. It's like
We hung out with him at Grand Lounge on election night when Anthony was counting his 20-something votes. By the way, the police officer over at the Greek Festival mentioned that. He said, so did Anthony give his 26 votes away? Yeah. Okay, he says personally he's not a fan of Flacco, nothing against the guy, I know. All right,
I mean,
what about
you know,
6ix9ine?
I don't really have a lot of fans myself. You know, not in Macon now.
Right. What about 6ix9ine? You know him?
Yeah, I know him.
Todd Williams?
Yeah.
What do you think of him?
It's all right. He's a legend in Macon, I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
He's a legend in Macon. I mean, Macon has a lot of legends now.
Yeah, I mean, I went to
You
school
go
with
way
6ix9ine. Actually, we both went to Southwest. Both
Yeah.
graduated Southwest.
Yeah, he was with the Sonny Spoon and
Right.
all those. And then I came out of school with Lock Dog.
Yeah.
Lock Dog and that was back when Black Flames was cracking and Poopy Loke, and that was back when that era was hot. So that's the era I come from. I'm just what happened with me. I'm a poet. So a lot of times I get overlooked. But the thing about it is now I can flip a flow on
Absolutely.
track. So you know it's.
I mean, you got
I'm a versatile person.
creating
Like,
your own following.
we got a show. Matter of fact, I'm hosting. I'm gonna be at Bar 41 every Wednesday. Yolanda Lattimore is hosting at Bar 41, but this coming Wednesday, I'm gonna be the special guest host.
That's awesome.
So y'all come out to Bar 41 and catch the Poetic Peace open mic. Well, I'm gonna be the host this week. I'm also gonna be a feature on the 27th of November.
Okay.
And that'll be that's gonna be my feature night, concert night, however you want to call it. By then I have the mixtape ready, and it'll be ready to give out, or you can buy it if you want to. It doesn't matter.
What do you think about Daniel Muhammad and his legacy that he left? Because, believe it or not, even though he was a great poet, he was here actually August 31st, the week before he was killed. He was here.
You know, and I caught that show.
Yeah.
I caught that show he was on.
And he was on, and of course we had sort of a mourning period here on the Morning Roast, discussing Daniel. The impact that he had on the kids was something that I'm so proud and glad that he got that instead of just being, hey, he's just a rapper / poet. You know, he really had a great legacy going.
Yeah.
Is that something that you thought about maybe doing, getting the kids involved, and especially now with the new government, maybe making yourself available?
Well, yeah, I have. I got to get back out there like that because me and YL was doing that. We was going to the schools and.
Well, that's what I mean. I know.
Yeah, we were going to the schools and actually giving them something different than what you normally see on the TV and hear on the radio every day. And a lot of them actually got into poetry, and a lot of them still, do. Whenever I go to spots and perform, it's always one person, an older person that's dealing with kids and want me to come talk to the kids, like the owner of JD's Drama Theater.
Yeah.
One of the times I did perform at Midtown Key Club, he called me to the side and was like, "Hey, could you come talk to my basketball team?" And I did, and it was, and it was a wonderful experience because my theory is, as long as I could touch one, I done my job.
Yeah.
Or I done what I was supposed
Absolutely.
to do at that moment.
Absolutely.
And and it was funny because I was at work one day, and this was like a year or two after I went and spoke to the team. And I seen one of the basketball players, and he was coming pick up his grandma from work. He was like, I listen to you, man, and I went and got me a job. I finished school, and now I'm going to school and doing this. And I'm like, so it made me feel like I did my job, because I did touch him, and he did listen. And
well, you do. I mean, some of your poetry is intense. The other thing I wanted to mention. We talked about 6ix9ine. We talked about, we didn't mention Daryl Jackson, but one of the things that the officer that I met at the Greek Festival said to me, he's a sergeant. I can't recall his name, but I'll find out. The sergeant, he's working with in the gang world there, trying to get these gangs together. What do you think about an impact that you could have, even in that area, of reaching out to some of these young gang members and stuff like that, and maybe helping them see, what life's about, or something?
Well,
do you have anything or any ideas for dealing with the gang issue here in Macon, Georgia?
It's a real touchy subject. And I'm gonna be honest, I came from that era in the 90s.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, I came from that era in the 90s where it started. Now, I'm not necessarily a gang member. I mean, 'cause that, and the reason why I didn't believe in that because I don't want to be stigmatized to the point where I can't go here and I can't go there because some other people are here. And see, that's like hindering yourself from living your full potential.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I say, it starts with the community. It starts at home, and it starts at school. A lot of them, you know, like a lot of them don't even go to school nowadays. In my generation, yeah, they was in gangs, but we was still at school, and we would still do our school work. Then after school is when everything would probably
Right.
you know, and then you know and then if it happens at the club or however, they get to find at school or something like that. But now it's a totally different era because they don't even go to school anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a shame. I mean, I stayed right there in Bloomfield Bottom. Bloomfield Bottom is like one of the, you know, roughest places. You know, and I'm from East Macon. I'm from over here in this area. My grandma stays right up the street.
You were born in Macon, right?
Yeah. So, you know, I done seen it all, and it's, I can't even tell you really where to start. I can't even really tell you where to pinpoint and start. It's got to start in the culture of making itself.
Yeah.
And making, you're gonna have to give them some kind of alternative than just walking the streets every day. You know, cause that's if you look at it, that's what you see them doing. A lot of them are, if you ask them, they're bored. They don't have nothing to do, nothing positive to do. That's like if you take that Home Depot up there on Westgate, and you used to split it in half and have this and have something for them to do like a new age. I don't want to say boys and girls club, but you know what I'm saying, community center.
A community center.
Yeah, and you have something else over there. You know, you can take that building and do wonders.
Which building is this?
The Home Depot. And the whole West.
That whole, we were just talking about that. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, that whole. I take my son up there and we ride our bikes up there. We go ride that whole parking lot like every Sunday, if we can. And you know, it's just something. What it is, they haven't had nobody to look up to. They hadn't had, and I'm fortunate to have had the family I got.
Right.
You know, I am not saying that I done lived a more, you know, beautiful life.
But like you said, you went to school, your parents took the time out to raise you.
Well, my mom did especially, and what my dad wasn't there to do, you know, I had my uncles. And true enough, they taught me about the streets, but it was up to me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It was up to me at the end of the day. So
ATT says young male gang members need a strong, positive adult male to mentor them. What do you think of that?
Yeah, exactly. That's
well,
exactly.
Why not start younger, maybe?
Well,
instead of dealing head on with the gang members.
You can, and that's where you have to start. If you could start in the Head Start programs, and you started those summer programs. Like I went and spoke to some kids at a summer program one year, and that was like the best experience because they love seeing something positive and seeing something. And when we took pictures, they like surrounded me, man. They buried me when we took the pictures. So you know, that's fun in itself. Just talking to the kids and letting them see something different and see a smile on their face. Because that's what a lot of problems is. It's like they're mad, but for what? You
they don't even know what they're mad about.
They don't even know what they're mad about. That's like
they're just mad.
Yeah, and it's like they got, and you gotta realize too, the generation gaps have changed. I mean, I blame my generation for that generation gap between the old school and the new school. My generation was that gap in between. And I don't think we did too good of a job just molding the younger generation compared to the older generation. Like, you know, I don't want to say I'm the best parent in the world. I can't truly say that. That's up to my kids to decide. You know, that's up to God to decide. That's not up to me. You know, and I try to raise them right, and I don't see the the love in the households anymore. It's like now, like especially in my neighborhood, I see a lot of young kids just out, just wondering and just getting into stuff. Now back when I was growing up, my mama knew where I was. And if you wasn't home by the time that street lamp came on, somebody was in trouble. You know, and it's like what I see now, like you see kids growing up with their parents.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't see myself drinking alcohol with my kids. I can't see myself in the same club with my kids.
Right.
You know, even though I'm older and I know I probably won't be doing that anyway, but even if I did have my kids at a younger age, I can't see myself in grants with my kids. You feel what I'm saying? That's like me walking in the club and I see my mama in there. I'm finna leave. One of us got to go.
Yeah, because that's gonna mess you up. That's gonna mess you up psychologically. You can't be in the same club.
That's hard to deal
You
with.
see a dude dancing all up on your mama, you're gonna be wanting to fight, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't
Just
wanna do
saying
that.
things better left separate.
Yeah. Speaking
you know,
of, yo, Deep, I was just thinking, man, when you were talking about the thing was going on with hip hop now, do you think it's been dumbed down?
Oh
over the last decade?
man, you know that's what somebody
at
told me.
least Rakim was like very, you know, you had like guys like Rakim who was very, very lyrical.
And
you
his
know,
words,
microphone
that's
theme
the thing about a
from
poet.
and paid in full, particularly when, you know, with like one of my favorite lines in my melodies is, I take 7 MCs, put them in a line, then I get 7 more brothers who think they can rhyme, but it'll take 7 more before I go for mine, and that's 21 MCs that have at the same time. Easy doesn't do it easy. That's what I'm doing. You know.
And now we're screwing. I'm sorry. Oh well.
I mean, and you know, it's funny because when I used to go, like, you know, I perform a poetic piece. Of course, I'm a poet, and I'm very lyrical. So when I write, my words have meaning.
Yeah.
So when I go to somewhere like Wings Cafe or Riverview Ballroom, which I'm not knocking what they do, because I'm a fan of a lot of those artists.
Sure.
But they took me for granted. They told me that they told me I had to dumb down my lyrics for them to really understand where I'm coming. And I'm like, why would I have to dumb down my lyrics? So now I went through a period.
But they're a bunch of dummies.
I went through a period where I actually dumbed down my lyrics, and it actually, like, the songs that I presented to them, they like it. And those are songs I hate. I have a song that I hate the most. It's called Wave Valley. I'm thanking my haters, and I hate it. I hate that song, and it's like real cheesy.
Well, look at what we talk about this all the time, right, Derek?
Right.
Go ahead. We're going to say something, Derek.
Well, yeah, because actually this weekend I was watching a whole lot of movies on VH1, like movies that rock. Actually last night they played Boys in the Hood, and I think this weekend they played. I know they played Barbershop 1 and 2, but I did remember they also played Saturday. They played Men's Society, and I can't believe it's been 20 years since that movie came out. This is like 2 years. Yeah, 2 years after Boys in the Hood, and in a way, even though it does look beautifully filmed and framed up well, and
it don't go down like that.
It doesn't, it doesn't go out. Yeah. I'm sorry. In a way, it kind of. In a way.
Move that chair up a little.
Yeah, move the chair so you won't bump your head. In a way, it seemed like it just. If there was a chance, if there was a sense that they were trying to dumb down the music, I think Men's Society was probably one of the suspects.
Right.
Because in the story, I mean, it was well narrated and stuff, but it was just something that just didn't act right, because you had this dude, because there was like, it wasn't low budget. It's just that something was just totally like far fetched. Like because I remember Siskel and Ebert talked about it. They both gave it 2 thumbs up. It was well made. It's just that some things just didn't act because they didn't know whether or not Kane was a good kid or a bad kid. And one of my friends who was a film critic, when he said he was a bad kid. I didn't say Kane was a bad kid. He was a stupid kid, but he wasn't a bad kid. Now, Old Dog was the bad kid, but Kane was the stupid kid. He was very stupid.
Kane was more of a he didn't know where to go. He was more of a follower than he was
a leader. Yes, Definitely.
You know, that really where that comes from, and that's the problem too in our community. We don't have enough leaders, and the ones that are being leaders, they don't lead well. You know, and
I don't know what
that's like why I don't touch.
I don't know what they consider an artist today, because if you take a look,
come on,
you even get like on the kids shows, like let's just do Nickelodeon. That's kind of a weird age.
Okay.
You know, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Point well taken. I'm finna give you a trick.
They're the most horrible shows I've ever seen in my life. Brainless.
A lot of those songs, if you listen to them, they sound just like what you hear on the radio.
Well, yeah.
A lot of children's songs can be recreated to sound like grown folks' music or rap songs. If you take those lyrics and you change them around a little bit to where you adapt them to what a kid can understand, that's exactly what you got.
Well, that's how they have kid bops.
Yeah,
where they do like
watered down
version
that's
of
all
those
it is.
songs, and they sell them.
They just don't say bitches and hoes on there.
Yeah.
No, that's the only thing. Yeah, they don't do that. You know,
but those are the words they change. Look at Tupac's lyrics, seriously meaningful and reflective of where he came from. Now it's just
a lot of these rappers wouldn't be around.
Absolutely. I don't even think Jeru would be around. I mean, because this guy, I don't know how in the world this guy. I mean, he doesn't even sound like he does on the record. I mean, it sounds like some ghetto, Muppet, Cookie Monster. Gee, if a cookie is good enough for me, like, shut up, man. Just get a lozenge and sit in the corner, I mean, especially that movie that just came out.
What do you think of Kanye West? I think he writes some of the most horrible music.
I like the old Kanye.
Maybe.
Kanye, when Kanye first started.
The pre-Kim Kardashian knocking up Kanye.
The Jesus Walks Kanye, yeah.
By the way, the Kardashians, speaking of them, the two little girls are in trouble because they went to a bar and drank up.
Oh,
and
the
they're
two
only
younger
like
sisters.
16 years old. I hope they get their ass in jail or something happens. They're going to let them off. I hope not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kanye did a concert with a person pretending to be Jesus.
Really?
Such an ass.
Yeah. But I was, going, the watered down thing. I mean, there was just some things that were far fetched. I mean, like, like the scene in Men Society where Kane.
Like that.
Like that scene in Red.
Well, see, that's like me. I mean, I listen to everything. I mean, I listen. You can catch me listening to some Toby Keith. I can quote my favorite Toby Keith song.
Yeah, Toby Keith.
I'm eclectic. You know what I'm saying? I listen to everything, man.
By the way, like Daniel, you are a non-racial guy. You just everybody's your friend. Right?
Hey, I mean,
you're not into that whole.
You get on my bad side, you'll get the same treatment the next person did.
Yes.
What do you think of Justin Bieber?
What is a Bieber? That was a funny commercial, man. What is a Bieber?
Hey. But you had to admit that was some part. That part in Midside was kind of stupid. Where he's selling rocks and stuff, and he buys a $50,000 souped up sports car, a 5.0 92 Mustang. He buys a Mustang, but he gonna rob somebody for the rims. I ain't gonna pay for it either. He buys all this money for a Mustang and then gonna rob somebody for the rims. That's like going to Foot Locker and buy some
airlines. It depends on where you are. Now you're not gonna get that in Macon.
Well, of course not in Macon. I mean, it's LA. I can see that.
Like that in Macon. You rob somebody like that in Macon, you better come with it.
Well, yeah.
Because they ain't gonna give it up to you.
What do you think of twerking?
But the thing is, it's just stupid. Like it's
that besides just said.
I mean, it's like going to Foot Locker buying a pair of Air Jordans, but you just like buying a pair of Air Jordans at Foot Locker on Monday and then rob them on Wednesday for some socks. It's like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you think of twerking?
Twerking.
I just want to know. I love this. We got to reach across the aisles here.
It's working.
Do you have any videos?
It's a younger generation.
I've seen two. One of you at JD's and another one at the warehouse. Do you have any other videos of you performing?
I hadn't put them up yet.
You want me to play one of those at break?
Kendrick Dwayne, the artist.
Which one?
He got one of me on my page. I'm not sure.
Is that the one you want to show?
No.
Alright, so he's got two of them. Which one can he show now? He's got one at JD's and one at Ed.
He's got another one at the warehouse.
I'll tell you what you could do. Search my name. Go just search Damn It Boy, and what it is, I got a fan page too. A lot of those videos are on my fan page, and I didn't record any of them unless you get foot right. You know what? Just go ahead and show the JD's drum theater.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and show that.
Yeah, let's see the JD's.
Yeah, I will submit. Yeah, I think I'm all twerked out.
I think if I got on an orange shirt, do I have on an orange t-shirt on there?
ATT.
Black and white. It's nighttime.
It's black and white nighttime.
Yeah, the video.
I gotta see what this.
Yeah, just play it. See what comes out.
Yeah, see what.
And ATT says twerking is okay.
Yeah. Speaking of which, ATT, I heard what you said. That Beethoven chick. Yeah, if she has a Twitter page, I might have to look up.
Yeah, Derek was fapping to the Beethoven.
It's too cold.
All right, we got it. Queued up. Here we go.
Oh.
Roll it.
JD Drum Theater.
Y'all got tuning, y'all understand so. Finna go through it. Hey, y'all been through it. Thinking about going through it. I see it first. Come on. I'm so glad I signed no paper. Hey. I'm so glad I signed no paper cause I'm free. Because I'm free. Because I'm free. I don't know why I married that bitch. I guess I was so goddamn low scope. I rested my heart in that bitch, and in the end, I'm the one that got so full. It was like I put my life on hold for a motherfucker that was just so cold. It was like when the shit unfolded, I'm a crazy motherfucker that she had molded. So heartless, so soulless, so dumbfounded, so ignorant. To the fact myself pity had ended. Now I'm going back to the very beginning. It's an office, I'm tired of defending. What's wrong? What did I do? Now I know I shouldn't be fucking with you. And I got a lot to lose if I fucking with you. And I said I wanna go, you wanna holler money. You bad good player, but I don't see shit funny. I promise you a fight to the very end, bitch. Now the way I feel, you can damn sure get it, bitch. And I hate to write a song like this and talk about you like you ain't shit. Cause at the end of the day, I still love you. And you still the mother of my kids. But I'm so glad I signed on paper. Hey. I'm so glad I signed on paper cause I'm free. Because I'm free. Because I'm free. The screens I suppose, but I pay that. Just to get away from you, I pay that. Cut you off from my only way of payback. And once I'm gone, you will probably find your way back. Cause I'm tired, I'm so drained. If I didn't, then I would be insane. You beat me down till my heart needed crack. Scarred with the stains on my soul and my brain. But no more doubt or self-pity. Cause I can be all by myself, I'm I'ma feel shitty. Head up on the brakes, had to make it stop. Had to make it stand still like a time clock. Hell, I might move way out of town. Damn way off, my feet to track down. But my kids, you can't keep them on me. But you just like my bitch try to keep my kids from me. But it's cool, I'm okay. Cause I'm finna make a killer like OJ. No more feeling like a fool cause I'm okay. You can go now, I really feel it, okay. But it's cool, I'm okay. Cause I'm finna make a killer like OJ. No more feeling like a fool cause I'm okay. You can go now, I really feel it, okay. Cause I'm so glad I signed them papers, hey. I'm so glad I signed them papers cause I'm free. Because I'm free. Because I'm free. Listen to me. It was in my testimony. I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? But you'll be okay. Just use your instincts, your wisdom, and your faith in the Lord. Deep run in the hood. Y'all would have been tripping. Y'all would have been tripping.
That was great. great.
Yes,
That's
it was really good.
I
That's
liked
gonna be
it.
on the mixtape. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
I
on the
liked it.
mixtape. That was a song about
You know, it's a
divorce.
song. By the way, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
By the way, it's a song about divorce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about that history? Because I'm divorced myself. Everybody knows my story.
Well, it's not final. It's not final.
okay.
And
Well, you
and
guys
it's
got
a
a
real
baby
touchy
together, you know?
situation because I got two kids.
Yeah.
I got 2 kids with her, and you know I'm not calling any names, so
Okay.
you know, so it's just a real touchy situation, and you know, but we working through it, and as long as the kids are okay, because I'm a product of a divorce myself.
Yeah.
You know, my parents divorced, and you know, so I know what everybody's going through, especially the kids. The only difference is I was the only child when I went through it. At least my son has his little sister. So, you know, it's a real touchy subject, real touchy situation. And I'm being real careful with it.
And you're trying to work it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to work it out. And I'm really more of a peacekeeper than I will be a shit starter.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So,
Yeah,
you know, I'm trying to keep the peace and at least see everybody happy or keep a smile on their face or something. You know, and you know, because you don't want to see nobody hurt.
Well, also, the
go,
children are the one that get hurt the most.
Right,
I think the kids are the ones that suffer more. I mean, you could imagine you're suffering because now you're separating and you're you're starting a whole new life.
It's different because
It's
now
the
I
same
come
thing
home
with the kids.
and you know the kids ain't there, they're not playing. You know, no one's there. I come home sometimes
Good
by
for
myself,
you.
and
Good
you know,
for you, brother.
But you know, it's good because I'm involved in my kids' life.
Good.
And that's the most important thing. It ain't about the grown people in this situation. It's about the kids. It's about the kids. And those are the ones that need it the most. You know, and that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about the gang life and stuff.
Right.
I talk to my son about that all the time. You know, he's only 4.
How old is your oldest son?
He's 4.
Pardon?
He's 4.
4 years old. You start him early, baby.
Yeah.
Start him early.
You know, so it's like I say, it's a real touchy subject, but I'm there for my kids. That all that really matters in the whole situation. You know, she's grown, she's got a job, she works, she has her own place, she has her own vehicle, just as well as I do. So it's a, you know, we just have to work our differences out just to keep the kids, you know, happy.
That's it.
And that's what it boils down to, is keeping those kids happy. So long as they're happy, I'm happy. You know, like I took my son to school today, and then I walked in here with my daughter. You know, he's like, "Hey, no kids in here." I'm like, "Oh well, I'll take her to my grandma's house real quick. I'm finna get ready to go pick her up."
Thank God for grandma.
Yeah. Man.
By the way, the new Macon Bibb consolidated government, since you're involved in the community and you're involved in what's going on in Macon, you were born here, naturalized. What are you happy? Are you happy that we have a fresh start, or possibly with the old people?
Time will tell. I'm gonna speak on that. Time will tell. I voted for the consolidation.
Yeah.
So time will tell. You know how it does. I mean, it can be a benefit, but it depends on who wants to really make some noise. I mean, because you know, I'm not really into politics. Politics, people talk all the time. Yeah. It's all about what you want to do and, you know, how many votes you get on this. And, you know, so I'm really not into the politics thing.
What do you think of the music arts, though, here in Macon, Georgia? Do you think they get well supported?
No. And matter of fact, us as artists, we don't even support each other. And that's a problem. And that's why I'm having this listening party, just to see what kind of turnout. We're not expecting a big turnout.
Right.
You know, because this is the first one. We're not expecting a big turnout, but these are artists that believe in what I do, and I believe in what they do. And with that being said, I mean, I'm like, well, hey, let's see what we can put together and put this out here and put our music out here. Because when I leave Macon, because I travel, I go do shows out of Macon. And when I leave Macon, I do very well. Mm-hmm. Macon, on the other hand, I'm just like a voice. I'm just like a voice in the middle of a million voices. And Macon, if all it's gonna take is one person to just set Macon off, and they're gonna flood Macon because Macon is overloaded with talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm talking about from rappers to singers to writers, and I just found out there's some people,
actors,
there's some people that actually do fashion here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm looking to build Gifted Geniuses. Gifted Geniuses is the umbrella compared to all the stuff that Gifted Geniuses will do, because I have a writing company up under there. I have a production company up under there, which you know help with the movie. And I have my own. I have the first ever mobilized studio. So actually, like while we're sitting here, we could have been recording the song if I would have brought my studio with me. So you know that's, and so you know it's like overloaded with talent, and it's like what it is now. They just don't have any guidance, and a few of them that do have talent. That is good at what they do. They don't have the business sense.
Well, we have a suggestion right here.
Tower London.
Don't mean to cut you off. Tower London, since there are youngsters in this town that look up to some of you local rappers, why don't you go some of these neighborhoods every 3 or 4 weeks and help fix them up? It might help with changing the atmosphere if they see some of you showing them a better way.
See, that's a business that I developed. And the business I developed was actually called Attractive Settings. And what this business does, it goes to somewhere like the Family Dollar up here, or the Dollar General. And we start to clean up. We don't cut grass. We do all the other stuff, like rake and, you know, clean up the area with the trash and debris. And eventually that'll filter over
weeds and stuff.
No. I mean, we don't want to get into the grass cutting side of it. We want to do the cleaning up side of it.
Okay. Right.
You know,
because
we throw trash on the ground. We throw trash on the ground like somebody will pick it up. You know, like even in my apartment complex, I done caught myself throwing it on the ground like somebody will do it. You know, the maintenance man to get it. Yeah. You know, so I said, well, why don't you start a business doing that? Now we could. It could be done, but then, like I said just then, a lot of people feel like, why would I go clean up something that they're going to re-trash it up anyway? It's almost like I'm wasting my time.
And some people say, why are we going to clean up something that we have a department of garbage that ought to be doing their job?
Hey, but then that's just like with the politicians. I mean, you know, that's like fixing up the roads and stuff. I mean, they don't go up and down these roads every day like we do. You know, they don't come up and down House Avenue like we do. So they don't see what really goes on.
Not even the buses.
Like House Avenue, they don't sleep over here.
Yeah.
They do not sleep.
I mean,
they don't sleep.
And when the roads do need fixed, they're always going to go with the rich place first because that's what their greatest butter.
Like Log Cabin is like the worst road to drive on, man.
Oh yeah, there's so many cracks and potholes on there, like nobody's business.
And I'm like, why y'all fixing this road? Y'all need to be fixing this road, you know. But you can't tell them what to do with their money.
Yeah,
you know that's their money, and you know, I mean,
actually, it's our money. But the difference is that a lot of the youth don't look up to department workers. That's true. Yes, if you look at the department workers and you've seen them downtown,
they're at the bottom level.
They walk around with this little picking up cigarette butts. I mean, give me a break.
I don't know. I mean, could you figure out how to get a volunteer program where you could get kids involved in picking up trash? Yeah. You know, what if you could come up with a program to do that? If you could fund a program where you can get kids to, you know, volunteer, or you can get kids at a school and, you know, pick the I don't want to say, you don't want to nitpick and pick the good kids from the bad kids, but you know what I'm saying? The kids that really want to, you know, volunteer and be involved in something else besides just being in.
Yeah, maybe get some local pizza place, donate the pizza. Anybody shows up, cleans up, give them pizza.
And let them walk around with bags and stuff and, you know, pick up the trash in the neighborhoods.
Well, your act says I pick up the trash across the street from my house where the park is, and in less than an hour, there's more trash. Yeah. Actually, I've been doing that here. Going outside with a little one of those plastic bags that get stuck on trees all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I pick up all the trash around. It's horrible. Every day, they leave bottles over there. They leave everything.
What inspired me to rap
Right?
Yeah. What rappers inspired you to rap?
Oh man.
What inspired you to rap? Yeah. By the way, she wants to know some other shit. She says early on, she said, "I'm wondering what kind of background this young man comes from. Were his parents there for him growing up? Just wondering."
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about that, but let's recap on it.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm a product of a divorce. You know, my parents got divorced right when I was turning into my teens.
Born in Macon, Georgia.
Born in Macon, Georgia. From South Macon, lived in East Macon.
Only child?
Bloomfield. Yeah, only child. What inspired me to rap? Just rap music, period. I mean, because I meet a lot of rappers. I meet a lot of poets that actually did a lot of reading. I actually did a lot of listening. So music was an influence for me.
Yeah.
My favorite artist of all time is Stevie Wonder.
It's who?
Stevie Wonder. So, you know, that was just becoming a songwriter and an entertainer, you know, inspired me to do that. You know, Stevie Wonder, Ron Isley was a big songwriter back in the 60s and 70s. I did a lot of studying of him. And there's a lot of songs across the board. You would be like, Ron Isley wrote that? And if you knew he wrote that, you can listen to the song and be like, okay, he wrote that. You know, like I can listen to music now, and I may have never heard the song, but I can tell you who it is and who wrote it. Just about.
Have you ever seen Stevie Wonder?
No, but you know that's like on the bucket list.
Either.
That's
Got it.
That did not. It's not.
Don't strike him down yet. Don't strike him down yet.
I didn't say that. I still see you, man. You know.
Actually, I grew up with Stevie Wonder.
Paul Mooney was another, you know, because I write comedy too.
Paul, he was the one who co-wrote some comedy with Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, he actually started out with Red Fox.
Okay.
He started out as an assistant with Red Fox. Richard Pryor, he went to In Living Color. He did the Chappelle Show.
Yeah, Chappelle Show.
And,
yes, definitely.
I want to get a feel for your age here. Do you mind telling us your age? What is your age?
37.
37.
So see, 2 Chainz inspires me because he's what?
Pretty
42?
good for 37 years old, kid.
Thanks. 2 Chainz is like 42 with degrees, and he's rapping like how he raps. So that lets you know how smart he really is.
Yeah.
You know, he dumbed down his lyrics. You know, he dumbs down his lyrics.
He didn't just dumb them down. They ain't dumbed down. They Forrest Gumped them. I mean, he gumped them lyrics.
I'm be fresh as hell when the feds watching. If the feds watching me, I'm trying to get out of eyesight. Damn, if they watching me. They watching me, you don't see me no more. I'm ducking. I'm dodging.
Yeah, he got stuck on the bus and they towed the bus with him in it and all that.
Yeah.
That was funny as hell.
Right, man. But I mean, but you listen to him, it's funny. It's like comical, man. It's so funny. So it's a trip. But it's rap. I mean, it's like
the other guy from Atlanta that he just got busted. The really gross looking one with all the tattoos on his neck.
To my Rick Ross?
No, it's something. He's got some weird name. Yeah. Anyway, he was just put in jail.
Yo, they forced.
What is this? Anthony, you giving us a schedule?
Yeah, what is this?
8:30 to 12, clean up. Noon, lunch. 1 to 6, clean up. Fix it. Sounds like you're putting something together with your
yes
high profile. Why don't you start putting it together?
That sounds like a plan.
What festival?
Oh, the Real Film Festival. Why don't you? Yeah.
Okay.
Are you talking about the Real Festival?
The Real Film Festival. If you do, man, you ought to if he is talking about the film festival, you ought to put New Jack Cookies in there because I loved it. I love the simple fact it was just some things you just didn't plan. Some things you just didn't plan. I mean, not to give spoiler alerts, but Macon
But you
Police
know what?
actually,
I put together
the Macon Police actually has a cameo appearance in New Jack Cookies.
Hey, you remember that? Hey, they came up because we were sitting on the steps. And you know the main artist, like one of the main characters, which is from the group 1/3, Young C.
Yes.
He was sitting there with cookies in his and they came up. It was just like,
yeah, that's called
y'all doing? So one of the cast members was like, we're not filming cops. What do you want? And after then, we turned the cameras around like, let's film them, man. And they went to running and scattering everywhere. And it was just like real weird. Like they came like what 12 cars deep. They came from this way,
about like at least 5-6 cars deep. Yeah,
it was like
because somebody, I guess somebody in the neighborhood thought they were actually selling drugs, but they were selling cookies.
Because what it was, we had people walking up to the steps, you know. And that was the funny part of it, man. It was so funny, man.
Well, Anthony, that's a funny name for the festival, the Blighted Neighborhood Festival.
You know what I'm gonna do though?
Get a lot of local rappers to get youngsters involved.
Well, what I'm gonna do though, I'm supposed to be making a film of making, and what I'm gonna do with this film, I'm filming the bad side of making, and what I'm saying
then you gotta include me in it.
No, man, you're a good guy, man.
Actually, I have a film that I'm trying to finish up called Eat Chips and Die, which talks about the
Sammy
Junebug shooting.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I just need to finish up the.
Well, it's going to be like the abandoned houses and the abandoned buildings.
Now that's a good story. Should be talking about. Yes.
That's what I'm showcasing. Because I went down the street like last week and it was like 9 houses.
Oh yeah.
9 houses just abandoned or beat up or
in a row.
In
one little house.
It's the whole street. You know, I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, I know.
You know, and that's another thing. That gives kids something to tear up.
Exactly.
Yeah, and a lot of those houses, they're abandoned and they can be fixed up, dude.
Yeah.
The mayor's just going in and saying, screw that, let's just mow them down.
Yeah, they want to fix up the downtown district. That's fine. But you got to spread the wealth other places too. You know, you can't just focus on one area. Because Mercer's buying up downtown Macon.
You just can't focus on downtown or the north. You got the whole
Mercer's going to buy all that, so y'all can cancel that. Mercer's going to own all of that. Find something else to build.
Well, you know what, Anthony? I think we ought to call it the Blighted Neighborhood Festival.
Well,
all right,
it's 10:03.
We gotta go.
It's
10:03. Let's out of here. We'll be right back.
Yes,
it's great. There
you go. Now that's a much better video.
Yeah, much better video.
The irony. This is what is sunk so low that a song about a fox.
Yeah.
With bing, 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 bing.
What does the fox say?
It's completely senseless, mindless.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be the dumbest song I ever heard since that song. Bitch Got Listen to that song, "Bitch Got a Penis." That's got to be that song. That's the lyric. That's the chorus. That's the hook. That's the one.
Tell from his
line.
Expression.
They just basically say that song, "Bitch Got a Penis" like 500 times.
This is the kind of stuff that he writes.
No.
I mean, that song makes
you a headache, don't it?
I mean, it makes Lil Wayne sound like Mark Twain.
That song to me is right up there. That song right up there to me is hokey pokey.
I'm sorry, bro.
You know, that's like one of those songs that's like one of those songs like you're at an award show and it wins and you like, y'all had me in this category with this song? No.
That song is gonna win a lot of
awards.
Rob.
And I wouldn't be surprised.
Rob Politis.
Who's voting?
Rob Politis from the Milli Vanilli is probably rolling his grave to me. I killed myself over some book and they get a hit.
Well, this is on the cusp of Miley Cyrus's video with the little teddy bears, and now they're going with the fox.
They ain't no teddy bears. That's some big ass grizzlies that were twerking with her. Yeah. They weren't no teddy bears.
Yeah. Well, I know you got to run. You got some other stuff you're working on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But before you do, tell us once again, we have this get together.
Yeah, October 26th.
October 26th.
At 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We will be at 542 Carmen Place. That's my cousin's house, by the way, too.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be an outdoor, indoor event. We're going to have the tent set up, grill, beer, bring your own bottle. It's a listening party. It's called Lend Me Your Ear Kickback. That's what we call it. And kickback means party. So we just decided to give it a new name. Besides just saying partner, we should say. So just kick back and lend me your ear. And we're gonna have a free CD for the first 20 people who show up. That's not affiliated with us and don't hear our music all the time. I'm gonna be hosting this Wednesday at Bar 41, Poetic
Bar
Peace.
41.
I'm gonna be the special guest host this week. And anything else, just find me. Just search Dammit Boy, DAMMITBOI, and just search it on Facebook. Matter of fact, just Google it, and it'll show you everything: the YouTube page, the Twitter page, at Only One Dammit Boy. That's pretty much it.
By the way,
other than
thanks
that, just if you see me on the poster, I'm not wanted. I just want y'all to come see me do my thing.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Well, maybe you are wanted, but in a different way.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a different way.
By the way, thanks for coming in, Dammit Boy. Anthony says.
Yeah,
and good luck and skill to you. What
and
is
check,
that? Ghetto talk there, Anthony? Your little 2
good luck and good skill to you. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Lady K1.
Wow.
And by the way, if you ever get a chance,
I don't know who none of these people
a lot of
Do
these
y'all
folks,
know who I am?
they're worldwide.
You said no.
we're worldwide.
Some of them are worldwide. You're and some of these guys are from our town.
You
You need skill as well as luck. Yeah, well, he's got the skills. And he has the blushes. Brother, thank you so much.
You. And if you haven't already, definitely like, comment, and like his video, New
Jack.
Jack.
This last time. I'll be back.
Absolutely.
And subscribe to his.
I'm gonna just drop in.
And subscribe to his YouTube channel.
That's what we do.
Subscribe to his YouTube channel and like and comment his videos and stuff, especially the one
New Jack Cookies that we're in.
Yeah, parody of New Jack City. Yeah.
But see, what he don't know, in the second movie, we actually killed him off. So. It starts off like that.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
I like that premise. All right. You take care of yourself, brother.
Okay.
And I will see you
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yes. God bless.
All right.
See you later, man.
See y'all.
Thank you.
Later.
There you have it, folks. Special guest, Derek Dammit Boy
Brown. Yes.
That was good.
Another DB.
Yes, another DB.
Yeah, well, welcome back.
Yes.
The last little bit of our show.
Yeah, I just had some bad news. We were talking about, how to help out the kids. He was somebody who's a big loss to the community, who definitely helped me out as a kid. Well, he very big inspiration. The cartoon studio founder, Lou Scheimer, has died. He's the creator of Filmation Animation Studios. He died. He was 84 years old. He co-created Filmation Animated Studios that produced Saturday morning cartoons like the Archie Show, and the Fat Albert and the Cosby Kid Show. His wife Marianne he's survived by his wife and kids, and she said that Sunday that he died. He reported that the company was the largest animation operation in the country in the early 1980s, had a number of employees. He founded Filmation 1962, 51 years ago, around the year you were born, with a $5,000 loan from his mother-in-law. He actually won a Daytime Emmy Award for the producer of being in the 74-75 season of the animated series version of Star Trek. So he actually won an Emmy for the Star Trek animated series.
Wow.
And so yes, he was very successful. Made shows such as Masters of the He-Man and Masters of the Universe, Tom and Jerry comedy show, which they borrowed from MGM, of course. Also shows like Sport Billy and Fat Albert, and like I said, and the Archies and many variations, reboots of the Archie show.
Scooby Doo.
Not Scooby Doo. That's Hanna-Barbera. But he did.
Scooby and the Archies, they look alike, didn't they?
Well, different.
Same artist.
They were different. I mean, some of them were probably borrowed from them, but they were just different companies. Like Mel Brink, he did the voice for
Josie and the Pussycat.
That's Hanna-Barbera. Also, he did some other. Oh yeah. He did Josie and the Pussycat. That's also made by Filmation, because they did all the Archie stuff.
Yeah.
Archie's, Josie and the Pussycats, Archie USA of Archie, and also Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So yeah, Definitely, Filmation had a big part of that. It was later bought. Filmation was later bought by French investors back in 1989. So rest in peace.
And then it
Lou
died.
Scheimer. Yeah.
What happened to the studio?
Yeah.
The French took it.
Yeah, the French took it. See, I know Saibuka is really ticked off about that.
Yeah.
but
they
Lou
freedom
Scheimer died.
fried it.
Yeah. Mm.
All right, well, there you have it. Rest in peace, old man.
Yes, rest in peace, Lou Scheimer.
Yeah.
A great cartoonist.
Great cartoonist. Yeah, there you have it. Well, it was a glorious day today, having our friend, Mr. Derek Dammit Boy Brown on, and we got perspective of another local artist. I love having him in.
Right.
I think it shows that our show is open doors for anyone, and you don't have to pay to get on like you do at the other miserable show.
Myth in the morning.
By the way, they have been stealing our ideas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now they have something on Fridays. I'm trying to remember. But they got every day named like we did. You know, they could now have a hump day. Now they have something with Friday. They've been advertising this very same way and stealing some of the ideas, I believe, because they never had it before, up until we started doing it. Like Flippin' Friday, or now AKA Flagellant Friday. They have something Friday, like Freaky Friday or some bullshit. It seems like a lot of our ideas they're stealing.
Right.
Which only goes to show you they may be looking in. They may have some spies. Fiasco Friday. Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, exactly. And for whatever reason, I have a feeling that they are looking at our show and stealing our ideas.
Oh, yes.
Well, you can keep them.
They are
because this is typical of Macon. They steal your idea, run with it, and don't give you shit as credit at all. I mean, making a difference is something that I brought up when I first got here 4 years ago. All of a sudden, everybody's doing it. Everybody stole it. I had a 501 call Making a Difference through Hope Worldwide. Almost 5 years ago when I got here. Now the mayor used it, everybody's using it. Yeah, they are old and irrelevant. Yeah, they're stealing everybody's ideas. That's how they do it around here. They're like vultures and scavengers, ready to devour your great idea and then take it and run with it. And of course, they're allowed to make money off of it, unlike us, where it's just an idea. They make money, looking brilliant. And meanwhile, these are two old men that God only knows what they do. And by the way, that Thick Pen guy, I'm telling you, he looks like a Nazi guy. I swear to you, I look at that guy and I think of like Adolf Hitler. He would have been a great SS soldier. Now he looks it. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying he looks it. It's like, I remember when I was in New York and we looked at a big statue of Edison, Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, somebody looked at him and says he's got the face of a thief. Jeez. I never thought of that. He got the face of a guy who will rip your money off. Not that Thomas Edison was ripping anybody's money off, but you have to wonder where he got all that backup to come up with and taking credit for inventing electricity.
Yeah, and over
Tesla. I don't know. But they were stealing each other's ideas. Didn't they steal it from Tesla?
I'm guessing, supposedly.
Wasn't it Tesla who really invented electricity? Yeah.
Possibly. Well, the light bulb, I guess you might say. But then again, you also had like this black inventor, Lewis Ladman, who basically actually improved on Edison's light bulb by actually making the filament light, the filament wire that glows up, that actually makes the bulb last more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So yes, Lewis Latimer deserves some credit, as well as Tesla.
Yeah, well, by the way, the reason why is because I walk a very thin line there. Remember, I also make comments like, I'm not saying that he is one. I'm just saying he looks like one. And that's not going to hurt his pocketbook. As a matter of fact, in this neighborhood, they'll love him if they thought he had an SS background. For whatever reason. Yeah, I will bet that Meth in the Morning sponsor are all friends of Register and Rick Knight, of course. And what happened to freedom of speech?
Mm-hmm.
And comments like your mother's a whore. Yeah. If I learn to cover my ass as well as her, my fiance will be pissed. LOL. Thank you. And anyway, you got something? You bring it up?
Well, yeah, when you were talking about...
Yeah, I got it up.
Yeah, when you were talking about, certain things, inventions about like Thomas Edison over Tesla and stuff, I ran into some that actually I got it from either a little bit from The Godfather Part 3 and actually from The Sopranos. There was this guy named Antonio Meucci, and he was an Italian inventor, and actually he came out with the ideas of the telephone before Alexander Graham Bell.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, he said of a form of communication. Antonio Meucci was born in 1808, died in 1889. He set up a formed communication link in his Staten Island, New York home that connected his second floor bedroom to his laboratory. He submitted a patent caveat for his telephonic device to the U.S. Patent Office in 1871, but there was no mention of the electromagnetic transmission of vocal sound in his caveat. In 1876, however, 5 years later, Alexander Graham Bell was granted a patent for the electronic transmission of vocal sound by unduly electric current. So basically, the U.S. Patent didn't give the credit to Antonio Meucci. They gave it to Alexander Graham Bell instead, which is, got to give credit where credit is due.
Well, let me just say this, Michelle. Okay, Michelle, you're a big fat slob. Am I gonna get sued now for defamation? I haven't even seen you. For all I know, you could be some skinny broad. I don't know. Yeah. That's my opinion. Yeah. I love it, Michelle. She says, I tried to get her for defamation for telling me F you, you big fat slob, and it said you are. So you get nothing. I love it. Well, listen, let me tell you something. If I'm going to get sued for defamation, they're going to have to dig through all those tapes because so much shit that I said back and forth, who the hell knows? Mm-hmm. But I doubt they're going to get anything. I'm like a Jesuit priest. What are they going to do? Throw me in jail? I'll become rich after that shit. Just from all the publicity. Bad publicity. Yeah. Plus, they know I was crazy. Exactly. Yeah. They know I'm nuts. They figured that out when I first got here. Yeah. By the way, the first day I got here was a glorious day. It was a glorious day, and that is the name of our daily bread for today. Oh, glorious day. For October 21st, 2013. And written by a guy named Dave Brannon. Alright. It was the day after my favorite team had just lost its final game, and the dream of a championship was now over. It was cold out and a bit gloomy, and I got into the car to go to work. None of this should have mattered much, but it was shaping up to be a blue Monday. But then a song came on the radio that transformed my perspective. It was Casting Crowns singing Glorious Day. You know that song?
Mm-hmm.
Derek? Casting Crowns?
A little bit.
One day, they led Christ up to Calvary's mountain. One day, they nailed him to die on a tree. Nothing encouraging yet. Suffering, anguish, despised, and rejected. More bad news. But then the song describes the good news of Christ's resurrection and his victory over death. Out of the worst of days, out of the noontime darkness on that Jerusalem hillside, has come the only true hope for mankind. Because Jesus took the nails from me, as the song says, he carried my sins far away, and one day he's coming back, oh glorious day. Perhaps today did not start out well for you. Maybe you face a host of troubles that threatens to turn this day into a day of despair. Turn your attention to Jesus. Review what he did for you in Calvary and how he had conquered death by his resurrection. He is not here, for he is risen. Matthew 28, verse 6. That can make any day a glorious day. Living, he loved me. Dying, he saved me. Buried, he carried my sins away. Rising, he justified freely forever. One day he's coming, oh glorious day. Ciao. Christ's empty tomb fills us with hope. And your Bible read for today in Matthew 28, verse 6, he is not here, for he is risen. There you have it. Thank you very much. Oh, glorious day. Yeah, there we go. I nailed right in. I'm nailed right in. Stop it.
Okay.
Ciao.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. I want a segment called The Daily That's All in Your Head. All right, well, let's think about that. We'll talk about it. We can use different segments on the show. Besides the same old stale shit.
We'll just basically make up stuff and just see if Meth in the Morning actually steals it and see if they run with it or something like that. That would be a good idea. That'd be a great experiment.
Steal or no steal?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, did you guys make a website? No, not yet, Bunny TV. Do you know how to make them?
Maybe we could. I think you could get them done by oneandone.com. That'd be I think that's one way getting it done. Matter of fact, speaking of talking about
Oh, you do? Okay, Bunny. Well, we ought to talk. Maybe you're on Facebook. Get on the chat. Be my friend. Let me take a look at your pictures. Make sure you're not I make porn shine for a living. Bunny TV. Alright, well.
Y'all sell the X-Mart, but hopefully.
Are we still on Antonio Marucchi?
No.
Alright. Well,
I was just saying, I was thinking when you were saying that glorious day, and then speaking of a good day, I was watching a program actually on Fox. It was called Being Mariana, which was basically a short, actually it wasn't a short, it was a 2-hour documentary about relief pitcher Mariano Rivera. And basically
who the hell is that?
He's from New York. He's a relief pitcher for the New York Yankees.
Marianos. All right, but I'm just saying, why don't you tell us more about this?
Well, basically, this was on this past yesterday, and Mariano Rivera, he's a former baseball player. He just finished his last season with the New York Yankees.
Oh, I remember.
He's a Panamanian. He's born in Panamania. He just played his last season for the New York Yankees. Played 19 seasons, and that was the only team he played for. He got into. He was signed by the Yankees back when he was living in Panama in his home country back in 1990, and he was working. And he played. He had a career 1-loss record, 82 wins, 60 losses. He has the all-time record for saves. He has a record 652 career saves in his career, 19 seasons.
And he didn't use steroids.
No, didn't use steroids. He has 1,173 strikeouts. He has 13-time All-Star awards. He's a 3-time Delivery Man of the Year award, World Series MVP back in 1999. He has won 7 pennants for the New York Yankees and 5 World Series championships, which was really, there was one part in the story which was really, really moving, where, as you know, he's the last person to wear number 42 for
on
the
his
Yankees
back,
back.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson.
Because Jackie Robinson, yeah, because Bud Selig, who was the Major League Baseball commissioner, basically made it a rule in 1997 for that all Major League Baseball teams to retire Jackie Robinson's number 42. And since he was playing his last season for the Yankees, not only they retired both versions of it, Jackie Robinson's 42 as well as his 42, and none other than Jackie Robinson's widow, Mrs. Raquel Robinson, and Jackie's daughter was there to commemorate Mariano Rivera retiring his 42 as well as Jackie's 42, which they had bronzed at Yankee Stadium. Shut up! Wake up, Tyra. Get a Red Bull. Anyway, this is something important.
Get a Red Bull. I like that.
Get a Red Bull.
Don't run.
Run with the Bulls.
Maybe that's what was missing.
Yeah.
They should have all taken Red Bull.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you wings.
All those frat boys. It's so.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. What a spectacle.
It was a very touching documentary that Fox Sports had. It was a very good one. Mariano, he's a very good player, also a very good man, very good family man, and in between baseball games, in between the seasons, the off season, he was helping out building this church. I think somewhere in Panama, actually in New York. Actually,
yeah.
It was a really moving thing. So he's not all about the sport. He's a well-rounded person.
He was a Yankee, though.
Yeah, he was a Yankee. I know you're from the Brooklyn. You're a Mets guy.
First of all, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, in other sports news, the Red Sox beat the Detroit Tigers 5-2 in Game 6 Saturday night. They won their ALCS. They won their third pennant since 2004. They're going to go against the St. Louis Cardinals. I heard that who beat the Dodgers 9-0 in Game 6 Friday. So you have your two teams ready for the Fall Classic for the 2013 World Series. You have the Boston Red Sox versus the St. Louis Cardinals. I think Game 1 will play in Boston since they have a home field advantage. They always start off with whoever wins the All-Star League, and it was the American League that won. So basically, Game 1 starts in Boston. The World Series will start Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. on Fox. If you ever get a check it out. As you know, excuse me, in other news, Georgia lost back-to-back games. Even though they did well, they had a great game, 41-44 against LSU like 3 weeks ago. They lost 4 starters, and therefore they've lost 2 games in a row. They lost their game against Missouri, which was a new team. Missouri actually got their revenge on Georgia since that was their second time playing each other since they joined the SEC. And last night they also lost against Saturday night. Georgia lost against Vanderbilt, which is kind of really strange because they don't usually lose to Vanderbilt. They usually beat Vanderbilt every freaking year. That's usually a gimme. But unfortunately, Georgia's now, I think, 4-3. In other sports, as you know, there has been no change in the standings except that both Florida and Georgia are no longer in the top 25 in college football rankings. Alabama's still number 1, and I think Oregon is still number 3. In scores, we have Seattle, Atlanta finally won a game again. They finally got their second win for this season. They're now 2-4. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-23. Buffalo beat Miami 23-21. Detroit Lions lose to Cincinnati last second field goal 27-24. San Diego Chargers beat Jacksonville 24-6. Excuse me. The New York Jets upset the New England Patriots. Upset them in overtime.
I'm really upset. Yeah.
30-27. Washington beat Chicago Bears 45-41. Dallas Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles 17-3. Who else? What else? I was trying to find the game that I saw last night. Yeah, I did say St. Louis Rams beat the lose to the Carolina Panthers 30-15. San Francisco beats Tennessee Titans 31-17. Green Bay beats the Cleveland Browns 31-13. Kansas City barely beats the Houston Texans 17-16. They're now 8-0. They're still undefeated. Pittsburgh beats Baltimore Ravens 19-16. And the Denver Broncos, they get their first loss against the Indianapolis Colts last night, 39-33. Is their very first loss. It was a bad, terrible homecoming for Peyton Manning, who used to be the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He now plays for the Broncos. The Colts literally send Peyton Manning's butt on a platter, silver platter. The Denver Broncos are now 7-1. And we have one more football game for the ending for the week 7, which is the Minnesota Vikings versus the New York Giants, or New Jersey Giants, as Irvin said, is going to be on tonight. Monday night football game, the Giants versus the Vikings, tonight at 8:30 on ESPN. Also, in other news, Mercer, even though they're 5-1, they're still undefeated at home. They beat Carnegie Mellon College 54-21 in a blowout victory over at Mercer Stadium in Macon. And there you have it. There you have it right here.
There you go. There you have it. There it's gone. Goodbye. Thank you. Mr. Sportsman.
Well, yeah, some sport haters, boy.
Anyway, so much shit, folks.
Get some Red Bull.
We're gonna try to spruce up our sports segment.
Okay.
So that people will be excited to hear about sports. Maybe I don't know. Maybe flash some pictures of naked women while Derek is reading.
We would be able to put in like highlights of it, but it's copyright problem. Against especially football stuff. They always say to me, something without written right is prohibited by NFL and Major League Baseball is prohibited. And that's what basically.
All right, well there you have it. We have it in sports. Number 42, retired finally.
Yes, from all baseball Major League.
But
Baseball
that's always going to be Jackie Robinson's number. Who's that guy? Wilfredo. What's his name again?
Mariano Rivera.
Mariano, whatever.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye. All right. Next, what else do we got in the news, Derek?
Well, some really crazy wing dang news. And it seems like.
What about that woman having sex with some?
Who?
Never mind.
Oh, yeah. There was some. Yeah, man. Like India's like catching some hell, man.
I know.
They had a lot of.
I know.
Well, aside from the thing with the rape in the train and stuff, and then the typhoon that they had last week.
Yeah, and you having to deal with them on the telephone or regarding your phone.
Yeah.
Even though your phone is here in America, you still got the operators going out in India. That nightmare too.
Yes. Basically, I'm glad they didn't have this type of beer over at Oktoberfest this past weekend, because in Lucknow, India, there have been over 40 people, like at least 42 people have died from drinking a toxic bootleg liquor in northern India. Some 40 people have been treated in hospitals at Uttar Pradesh state and other parts of India. Police arrested 32 people for illegally brewing and selling the toxic drink to villagers who were celebrating the Hindu Dussehra festival in the Amzargarh district last week. The region is 300 kilometers or 185 miles southeast of Lucknow, the state capital. It says deaths from drinking legally brewed alcohol are common in India because the poor cannot afford licensed liquor. The illicit liquor is often spiked with chemicals such as pesticides to increase the potency of the alcohol. So I guess there will be more update into this as the days go by. But there have been 42 people that have died from drinking toxic bootleg alcohol. That's the situation.
Wow. Why would? I mean, what was it being sold at? Beer?
Well, liquor. Well, like whiskey or some type. And for some, and I don't know why, but they just, I know like people do moonshine, but I don't know why. I guess they can't find any other ingredient or something like that. They can't afford any ingredient to like get it well made or something. But they just add pesticides, basically bug spray, to increase the high.
The high.
Which is, it just
like
sounds
sniffing glue.
Yeah, it just sounds so stupid,
Well, by the way, speaking of Walking Dead, The Walking Dead has inspired a new convention, a podcast, and a one-man play. So that zombie thing is a big deal.
So it's catching
the podcast and Atlanta-based convention, Walker Stalker Con, are the creations of Eric Nordhoff and James Fraser. The two friends are fans of the AMC show, were nicknamed Walker Stalkers.
Walker Stalkers.
Yeah. After they made a road trip last fall to the Georgia town of Senoia to watch the show being filmed and meet some of the actors. Nordhoff said Walker Stalker Con, scheduled for next month, will feature several actors from the show, including Norman Reedus, Andrew Lincoln, and Robert Ian E. Singleton. Who the hell are these people? Singleton rose from life in an Atlanta housing project during the city's crack cocaine epidemic to find success.
Oh, we both went to UGA.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He said Singleton rose from life in an Atlanta housing project during the city's crack cocaine epidemic to find success in TV and film roles. He's performing a play based on a life called Blindsided by The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blindsided, which was a movie that he was in, by the way, an Oscar-winning film with the Oscar-winning performance of Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. Do you know there's something called zombie apocalypse on television where people are actually preparing and using like certain events that happen where, a homeless guy eats this guy's face and another one is eating people, and they're saying like zombies exist.
Well, look at that bath
What
salts
kind of
drug.
shit is that all about?
The bath salts drug. People were eating people's... Guy was eating that guy's face.
Yeah.
And now you got that crocodile. You got gasoline in it. Eats you from the inside out.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Yeah, but there's these people that are really out there that are preparing for this. And they have one woman, and she's like all depressed, like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm sitting there going, these people are nuts, man. They're thinking about some zombie coming into their house and eating their face off. What the hell is that all about?
Dang, eating something.
And then they have apocalypse preppers where guys are building these bunkers and spending all this money and...
Talking about a
that's
bad
how
appetite,
people
huh?
live. You think that it's all fake? I don't think so. They look pretty damn serious to me on that reality show.
Yeah, they got Dragon Con. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a Dead Con.
Who the hell knows? Pay me $40,000 a piece to hear about and talk about in theater and film it. How much of an asshole I am. No, it's not scripted.
It's not scripted, no.
Yeah, exactly, Nicole.
Talking about
you got ding, 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 yeah, da, da, yeah, whatever.
Yes. Speaking of some bad food or whatever, or at least just injecting something into your system, there's a wing dang dinger of the hour. The story that Ed sent me, which is crazy as it could be. A girl dared into giving a boy a BJ in school cafeteria during lunch.
Talking about blowing some time.
You know what? You could get a character actor doing that.
Really?
Yeah, this is a true story, folks. She's
Real
in the
true
lunchroom
story.
giving a guy a blowjob on a dare.
Yes. A high school in Georgia says it has turned 2 freshman students over to the authorities after they were found to have recorded themselves engaging in a sex act inside the school's cafeteria. In an email to reporters, spokeswoman Barbara Jacoby said a female student had allegedly made a sexual offer to a male classmate during lunch, an offer the male student initially believed to be a joke. Students say that the girl had been dared into performing the act. Per Jacoby's statement, the male student later claimed that when the female student began to act upon it, he stopped her. Says the boy's version of events is somewhat disputed by reports from other students that a video of the blowjob began circulating shortly thereafter. The guy who recorded it, he sent it to people, a lot of them. According to one student who said this to WSB-TV, the ABC channel Atlanta station. I don't think it's a responsible thing to do, said another student, but knowing our generation, we don't really think before we act and we just send it off. And basically, a third student told the station that the students stacked up a bunch of books and book bags around them, which was apparently enough to hide their behavior. When asked the adult where they were at the time, Jacoby told 11 Alive, the other Atlanta station, which is an NBC affiliate, that only 6 to 8 employee staff of the cafeteria during lunch works there. They mostly are there to ensure students don't leave. The 2 students at the center of the incident have since been charged with misdemeanor public indecency and quote-unquote appropriate school disciplinary action is expected to follow.
Wow.
Crazy stuff like that.
By the way, somebody said Sloppy Joe, or that it gives you meaning a lunch meat. Sloppy blow. Yeah, wow.
That's like good wood.
Yeah.
Corn dog dinghy. Yeah, that's another one.
Oh my goodness. Some people were talking about this story. What's a person named Reno Dakota says, seriously, this didn't happen in every high school ever? This definitely happened in my high school in the gym, except it was the year 2000. Nobody had video cell phone cameras to record it. They were just caught in the act. Wow. How about that?
It's been going on for God knows
years,
how.
decades. It's been going on back
in the days of slavery. Who the hell knows?
Back in the days since they had high school. It was like one of the guys, Liquid X, says, unless the boy is the son of a former politician and watch the charges get dropped.
Do you have any comments on that story?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you read some of them?
Yeah, one person said, obvious, 14 basically says, seriously, lunch is the most important meal of the day. and one person really says, and protein is an important nutrient.
Oh, God.
Silly thing should have had a Boston cream yo play. Dang. This story needs some closure. To my, she also adds, says, the story needs some closure. Did she spit or swallow? Oh my goodness. And one person said, I'll take the physical challenge. Just bad. Oh man, it says Liquid X says $5. $5 says the girl gets expelled while the boy sprains his wrist from all the high fives he gets.
I hate to say it, but I walked in like in New York. There was one time. This is before they started closing the public restrooms.
Oh yeah.
But they used to have restrooms in the back in the suburb. I don't think they have them anymore. But And I was young, and I walk in, and there's all these guys are staring in one stall, and so I get really scared. You know, I'm small. It's gigantic, tall, freaking trees in there. Mm-hmm. And one guy is giving the other guy a blowjob. Everybody's like mesmerized, and I'm trying not to look.
Yes. I put in the link.
I said, let me get the hell out of here. I couldn't even piss. Meanwhile, I'm walking around with a loaded freaking bladder. But I was too scared. Mm-hmm. It's scary looking.
Yeah.
In public.
I just put the link of that story in case you guys want to read it in your leisure and check out the comments.
They're hilarious. Sure, I was.
They're laughing minute.
Yeah, it was scary, dude. It was. First of all, everybody was huge. I mean, big, tall. I mean. Mm-hmm. Yeah, only one guy had his penis out.
Oh yeah. You ever heard about this story right here? This is a crazy one. This is here's a back-to-back wing dang doodle. Here's this one story right here. About the Ayatollah's daughter.
No, I'm not going to admit to something that's not true, Anthony. Yeah, but my eyes resemble Donnie's, he says. One looking this way, one looking that way. Go ahead.
Yeah, you ever heard this story? You ever heard about the Ayatollah who wanted to marry war widows? Well, probably not. It's not that type of joke that doesn't get that many laughs in Iran. Even if it was told by the Ayatollah Khomeini, the founder of the Islamic Republic. During the 1980 to 88 war with Iraq, it remains a painful memory for Iranians, and the tens of thousands of soldiers who lost their lives in the conflict are honored as martyrs. So when a one-liner attributed to the late Khomeini appeared on his granddaughter's Facebook page, controversy ensued. Ayatollah Khomeini's daughter, Naimi Eshrahi, denies posting the joke, which recently appeared on the comment section of her Facebook page under her ID.
Yeah.
Basically, she says, another joke we used to tell the Imam, and he always jokingly recalled, is this: Imam Khomeini, ha Pazdan. Marry the widows of the martyrs. I wish I was a Pazdar. I ain't get it either. Amid the outcry, Eshrahi closed her account on the social networking site. Martyrs is a reference to soldiers and members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, the IRGC, who were killed in the war, hold a special status in the Islamic Republic. Streets are named after some of them, and their faces are seen on street murals. During and after the war, soldiers and IRGC members were encouraged to marry martyrs' widows who were unable to provide for themselves or their children. So basically, the son, the Ayatollah's granddaughter had to close her account, her Facebook page, because of the war joke. Because a lot of people were obviously really, really, really offended. Very offended. I guess those who knew her. There you go. I can't do no more.
They're writing about Donnie Curry looking both ways.
Somebody mentioned Donnie Curry.
Here he is. There he is. We got friend Donnie Curry.
Well, since we have 7 minutes left on the show, I guess we can go ahead and get into Wordsmith and who said it first.
There we go. Oh, Donnie will be happy to know that Bunny TV. That you think of him as a cute dog. Yeah.
Driving in a crazy ant. So driving in a cab with Donnie is like driving on the streets of San Francisco.
Could you imagine how much bullshit he must give, like his rider, like engaging him in all these weird conversations and all this shit?
Back and forth.
Get a tip.
Talking to this about children's discipline.
Yeah, about how. What do you think about kids not getting, parents getting, going to jail for hitting their
kid? Your kid in the head?
Donnie has been looking for a way.
What do you think about shooting him in the face with a bazooka?
To justify him beating up on his kid. I don't get it.
Yeah. I bet he doesn't get that.
I'm serious. Aren't you anti, the parents sort of have the right to beat their kids? Yeah, whatever.
Wow. Well, I'll go ahead and get into our wordsmith, our word origins by John Ato. Talking about you. Speaking of which, they had some people. They had a special on Sunday morning. They had a redhead contest in some town. You know, they were talking about who had the most number of gingers, which is a derogatory word for redhead.
No shit.
Matter of fact, Ginger
We got plenty of rednecks.
like Ginger Grant was the redhead on Gilligan's Island. Matter of fact, that's our word for the day, ginger.
Ginger.
Yes. Few foodstuff can have been as exhaustively etymologized as ginger. Professor Alan Ross, for instance, a begetter of the U/non-U distinction, wrote an entire 74-page monograph of the history of the word in 1952, and deservedly so, for its ancestry and extraordinarily complex. Its ultimate source was Sanskrit Snurvagarum.
Oh,
Wow.
wait, Peter, pronounce that word.
Woo, boy, that's a mouthful. A compound formed from schnurdigum, horn, and vera, body. The term was applied to ginger because the shape of its edible root is like a horn, shaped like a horn. This passed via Prakrit, Sanskrit, Singbera, and Greek Zigiberus into Latin Zinziberi. In post-classical times, the Latin form developed gingiber or gingiver, which in Old English borrowed as gingifer. English reborrowed the word in 13th century from Old French gingivive, which combined with the descendant of the Old English form to produce Middle English gingivary, which in modern English we have ginger. Its verbal use, as in ginger up, appears to come up from the practice of putting a piece of ginger into a lazy horse's anus to make it buck its ideas up. Wow. Put ginger up a horse's butt to make it crap. So where
It's getting too much.
I know. So I'm trying to figure out how did ginger ever refer to a redhead or something? I don't know. Go figure. Damn it, boy. Anyway.
Yeah, you're right, Anthony. You said tell you to read these stories beforehand and condense them.
DB did.
Damn it, boys. Rimshot.
Okay.
Alright, ginger, okay.
Also, who said this first? Who said it first? Supermarket.
Super who?
Supermarket.
Supermarket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Derived from Latin, the original meaning of super is above, which survives in words like superintendent. But since George...
But he always lived below, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But since George Bernard Shaw's creation of the term Superman, in English, the prefix super has acquired the meaning of great size, outstanding qualities, and exceeding the norm. Large shops that differed by supplying a wide range of foodstuffs rather than a single specialty began to appear spasmodically in the U.S. as early as 1916, during World War I, as a matter of fact. Wow. By 1930, there were many chain groceries complete with parking lots and not dissimilar to their modern counterparts. But in general, they were referred to as groceterias, although the Big Bear stores sometimes use the expression supermarket. Back in November 1933, William H. Albers opened a shop in Cincinnati with a sign over it saying, "Supermarket, the first known public display of the word." Historians Richard A. Young and Nancy K. Young, in their survey, the 1930s, assigned Albers' shop as the first formal corporate use of the term, with a registration Albers Supermarkets, Inc. And there you have it. Who said it first? Supermarket.
We had a supermarket full of shit here today, didn't we?
Oh, yes, we have. We had David
A lot of stuff.
We talked about the Peter giving a reward for those
$8,000 reward
Yes.
for finding out who did that horrible act.
Exactly.
And I see
and they had a
little
criminal
Axel is
vigil.
up and around. Ed, can you point the camera to Axel? Look at Axel, how beautiful he looks.
Yeah.
He's bouncing around, wanting to play with Ed.
Mm-hmm.
And
hey everybody,
there's our friend.
I'm just chilling out,
yeah.
How you doing, man? How you doing, man? I'm just chilling out. Y'all go back to the show, man. I'm gonna take me a nap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, I love my Axel. I've learned to love him even more. No, hey, no dogs on ball.
Come on.
I guess then you can't come back on, Anthony.
Wow.
Anyway,
we have a whole lot of people.
Well, it's 11 o'clock already.
Yeah, 11 o'clock on the dot. Man, we
still got a lot of people. Mr. Mike came around. I haven't seen him in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Bunny TV, thank you for being here. By the way, let's go down the list.
Yes, I want to thank all the people who came by. ATT, Master Meatball, Michelle Stacy, Nikel 3000, Wartown, Yurik Wildcat, Bunny TV, DJ Azrael 1, Hoodie 420, Muhammad Hussein, Mr. Mike Nordschnack, Scorpiopio, Smell My Finger, The Clown Mask, and Tower of London. And also thank Saibuki, who was here earlier, as well as
DS Photo Guy,
and
Coffee Guy.
Coffee Guy, yes, Ant's brother, Coffee Guy.
He was here for
he was here for a while.
Anyway.
I wish he would have stayed for the sports. He would at least appreciate that, unlike his brother. But
Master Meatball, we're always happy that you're here. Hey, you're a moderator for a reason. Naughty was here, Nordschnack. Yeah, of course. Well, we want to thank you. Thank you for being on our show today. Thank you again to Dammit Boy, Derek Dammit Boy Brown, who came by and visited us. I'm sure that he'll be back. And it was fun. Thank you, Anthony, for saying that.
Yes.
And on behalf of Derek, Ed, and me, and Anthony too, and my little dog Axel, and anybody else out there that's living and breathing, thank you for being on our show.
Yes. And can you smell what the roast is brewing?
Be here on Tuesday.
Tomorrow broadcast.
That's tomorrow, baby.
Yeah, Brian, get well.
Oh yeah, we gotta get Brian on here.
Yes, indeedy.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it.
We'll
Goodbye, all. God bless you all. And can you smell what the twerk is doing?
Yes, indeed. What the roast is brewing.
At first I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights just thinking how you did me wrong.
And I grew strong, and I learned how to get along.
I've got the chained up little person still in Rockland Road.